Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
By the power of Grayskull!
I am dumping unlimited power into you. That's what
All Shooty wanted to do was be inside me. It was one of the first James Bond movies I watched, so I have a bit of a connection to it. And
That's Dermot's excuse.
I don't fuck.
It was their first date, Adam. Shut up.
I will stop bringing it up. I don't give a fuck what that wannabe VTuber cunt wants to say. Okay, let me have my moment.
Dude, that's like a test of strength. That's not gay. That's like, I'm gonna grip you. I'm gonna grip you harder than you grip me. I wonder what the championship belt would look like. Just like a big ass.
It'd be my penis wrapped around their waist.
we named zombies after you in that game.
Yeah,
Rightfully so.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're these big fat bloaters that sun themselves and they just lay there.
oh, those are the things that come out of my rainbow's ass.
Adam, you being Worf is cultural appropriation. I won't.
Cultural appropriate my dick. I don't care. I will have earned my ridges and my surly attitude by the time we get there.
If I were going to culturally appropriate your dick, you'd have to go get that surgery. To get
Oh, good lord! Here we go.
Yeah.
Come.
And that is just.
Oh god,
those eyes, dude. Those eyes, man. Those eyes.
Pretty eyes.
I'm not looking at the eyes right now. You know what?
I know, but she is a total package. She is a total package.
I usually
can have my
think Ryan. I usually think Ryan is very cringe when he says this, but she can shit in my mouth.
Whoa,
God,
Dermy!
Why do you have to ruin
What
this?
the fuck?
Why do you have
Ryan
to ruin
says
this?
that shit.
Fuck,
Ryan
I know,
says
but
this shit.
If Ryan jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge?
But you just
For her, yeah.
would. Here we are worshiping this beautiful woman, and you're talking about German shit eating. I mean, come on.
Listen. I will drag my ball sack.
No, listen.
100
You
miles
listen to
worth
me.
of
Shut the
frickin'
fuck up.
broken glass, salt, and lemon
Shut the
juice
fuck up,
just
Jeremy.
to smell her farts.
We're not on your goddamn stream. We're on Adam's stream. We're
Wow,
supposed to respect the man's house. You don't take shit in his goddamn fridge.
They warned us about people like you!
And to be fair, racist was Hitler.
Don't you wish you could get them all together? Like you had Q's powers. If you had Q's powers, I'd take every single one and put them in a room and just give them like girl fucking boner medicine.
I've had that fantasy. I've had that fantasy. Okay, we all. Dude,
I'd make them all super horny.
Dude, after
they're all drooling, just like ravenous, and then I just throw myself in the room and go, "Take me, ladies."
I was just waiting for Gal to pop up in the chat.
Oh God, I would run. I'd run.
Honestly, Devil, when you were saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna put him in the room," I just thought, well, like you were gonna say, "I'm gonna put him in a jar."
Yeah, keep him in. No, hell no. I'm gonna put him in a room with just me and a big bed. Oh.
Lots of pillows.
And you know what? They can have fun with each other while they're taking turns with you. I mean,
I'm gonna eat a candy bar made of Viagra and just 20 hours of sex.
They would find you a week later completely dead, like a desiccated husk of a corpse, because they'd sucked every bit of moisture out of your body.
Dude,
and there's one phrase that will go, "I had snoo."
Yeah, I'd write on the sheets. Death by snoo. It was perfect.
There we go. All better now. Man, titties are the greatest things on earth.
Why am I always muted? I don't know. Everything hates me. Hi, everybody. Welcome on Mondays. I'm tired. it's been a lot of days with not a lot of good sleep and very little sleep, but I persevere. Hi, Devil. How you feeling? Ooh, your audio's a little wonky. You're all, yeah, it's all choppy.
All right, hold on, I'll mute up and plug my mic.
Ooh, wow, that's okay. Yeah, try that again. Well, hi everybody. Welcome on Mondays, where we're gonna do our best to entertain you this evening. We are hoping that it'll be a fun one. I've got a sort of show. Listen, I got to be honest. My head was all about Dune today. That horrible Dune show. And by the time I was done with it, it was already early evening. It was like 7 o'clock. I was like, hey, I need to put a show together for tonight. And so I got a show. Samuel will be here when he gets here. Might have some others show up. It's an open door as always. So we got one real topic, and we'll see where it goes. And everything else is honestly meme topics. It's memes. I've come up with several memes that will hopefully generate nerd discussions. But hail and how to the chat. Hope you guys have had a good day. Remember to hit them like buttons, hit them subscriptions, and join us. And if you haven't done it, when we're done here, if you haven't done it already, go watch my Dune Prophecy review. It's a fiery one. I am angry most of the time during that review. You like me when I'm angry and yelling? Devil, do you like it when I yell at shit?
Depends on if it's
Your audio is still fucked up. It's like all you're on like when you talk. It's really weird. I've never heard that do that before. It's really strange.
Yeah.
Maybe switch the audio and switch it back. I don't know. Maybe unplug something. I don't know. I'm not an audio smith. I'm not an audio tunesmith. I don't know. I can't help you. All I can do is tell you it's bad. I mean, Chad, I'm not lying, am I? I'm not lying. I wouldn't fuck with Devil. I'd fuck with Dermy, but I wouldn't fuck with Devil. Because I like Devil. Dermy's a piece of shit. Anyway, there you go.
Oh yeah. For some reason it switched my mic. I don't know why.
Weird.
It's so weird.
Weird. Anyway. Hi, gal. Hi, gal. If you guys watch though, my Dune review, I am yelling half the review. I'm just yelling and ranting and raving because the show was horrible. It was horrible. I'm going to save talk about more till Samuel gets here. But how you doing, Devil? You feeling okay?
Yeah, except for freezing my ass off.
Yeah,
it's cold. It's I don't even know how cold it is here.
It's tonight. It's 58 right now. But this apartment's a bit of a hot box, so it stays warm pretty easily, especially in this room when I'm doing streaming and I got all the electronics going. It's always like 10 degrees hotter in this room than the rest of the apartment. But yeah. So like I said, I got a couple of things tonight. I'm gonna save the actual topic till Samuel gets here. But we can start with a couple of memes. I got meme topics. I mean, where'd they go? Where are they? Here we go. I'll save this one for Samuel too. Save that one. God damn it! Actually, I have to save everything because they're all stuff that he can comment on. Well, I gotta admit. All right, so I'll admit this. I'm light on topics. I couldn't think of anything to talk about. So, Devil, you have anything you want to throw out there right now? I normally don't make you do that, but I'm sorry.
Oh God, what?
Chat,
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 again. I mean, that's all I got.
I've never played those. I've never played those. It's not Western. I'm not really a Western guy, you know. Western guy.
I like Westerns. It's a good game. Like even if you're not a fan of Westerns, just it's an excellent game. I've been like trying to think what game I want to go buy and play, and I couldn't think of anything that really is like, stood out in the past like year for me that I've really wanted to try that hasn't been a game that other people you play with other people. So I just was all shit. I'm just gonna play what I got. Started up again.
I've been doing that. Okay, so I got one that we can go with. All right, Samuel will be here when he gets here though. Good luck, Samuel. Don't rush. Do safe and good night, gal. Well, you could be bad, and you could just come in and like stay up late. You could do that. So it's okay. We wouldn't tell. We wouldn't rat on you. We're not Dermy. We don't rat on people. All right. So all right, we'll go with this one first. I'll go with this meme first. For a topic, because Devil, you're an old man like me, so you'll get this one. I found this one, and I thought, wow, okay, I appreciate this, and I think we'll appreciate this. Choose your power sword.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Now, I had to look up. There's a list below it. I had to look up 2 of them. I thought one was something
I know
else,
all of them.
I didn't. I thought the first one was from Dragons was from the Dragon's Lair, but no, that's Excalibur from Disney's Sword in the Stone.
Yep. Then you got Thundar.
That's Thundar,
and then Star. What's it? It's something Star.
According to this one, it's Star Sword from Black Star. That's the other one I didn't know.
Yeah.
But of course, then there's He-Man Power Sword.
Yep.
Then there's the
Sword of Omens.
And then there's Blazing Sword. All right,
Yep.
Now I'll let you go first. Because I've already decided on mine. I'll let you go first.
Oh, that's hard. Oh, shit. For me, since they were the 2 like biggest cartoons when I was a kid watching them, I'd have to put it down to either He-Man or the sword from Thundercats.
Sword of Omens.
Oh shit, they're both cool as hell.
See, I've logically thought this one. I have complete nerd logic as why I choose the one I choose. I've thought this one out. I've had time to, though.
I mean, Sword of Omens, you get the sight beyond sight.
True. But you're not.
He-Man,
here's the thing, though. You're not the Lord of the Thundercats, so you can't use it.
That's true. That's
You're
very
not
true.
the Lord of the Thundercats. So here's my reasoning, and I'm going to go through all of them now. The one I'm going to choose, I choose He-Man's Sword of Power.
That's what I was going to choose.
Because think about this: anybody can channel the power of Grayskull. You don't have to be chosen. You go, I got the power, and you get the power of Grayskull. So you can be He-Man. Now, I'm not going to choose Excalibur from Sword in the Stone because it's Excalibur, but that's not the Excalibur I would want. That's not my Excalibur. There are other Excaliburs I would choose if we're going to go Excalibur. Now, Thundar's laser sword is really cool, but it's just a laser sword. It's just technology. It's not anything.
When it turns off, it looks like a dildo.
Right.
I don't want to be walking around with that. Don't have to explain it. It's not a dildo. It's a sword. I swear.
Now, Black Star sword. I don't know that one, so I don't even know if it has any powers. You don't remember if it has any powers?
Oh, I think it like you can focus the star energy in a beam or something, but still, it's not as cool.
Lame.
Not as cool.
And as I said, that He-Man Sword of Power, you get the power of Grayskull. You have the strength and power of He-Man. Sword of Omens is badass, but like I said, if you're not Lord of the Thundercats, you can't use it. The Eye of Thundera is not going to respond to you. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to be that. Now, I love Voltron's Blazing Sword, but thing's like 20 feet long.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you couldn't even lift it. It would just sit in your like backyard, in your neighbor's backyard.
I mean, if I'm piloting the Black Lion and I'm in control of Voltron, then hell yes. But that's a mech sword. I can't use that. So the logical one to me that gets the most benefit as a nerd who wants to be a hero is He-Man's Sword of Power.
Yeah, I would have to go with that. Even though, let's be honest, the Sword of Power. It's kind of clunky. It's not well made.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have any like grip on the handle. You're gonna fucking throw that thing out when you on your backswing. But if the Sword of Omen, if you could use the sight beyond sight, I'm a big enough pervert. I'd be like, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Now you're right.
Oh,
if I was Lord of the Thundercats and banging 2010 Chitara, not 1980s Chitara, but 2010 Chitara, I would take the Sword of Omens. Because it is badass. It's a great sword. Now that was one of the best toy swords I ever had. I went through like 2 or 3 of them because the one I had was full hard plastic, and it had weight to it. You could use it for stuff, and if you put batteries in the hilts, couple double A batteries, not double. I'm sorry, D batteries. Excuse me, D batteries. Put a couple D batteries in hilt. The Eye of Thundera would light up, and it was badass.
I never had it. I saw it. I agree. Was badass. I would like to get like one of the freaking ones they have made now. I've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that look really cool, like just to hang on the wall.
That's a replica
But
sword I want one day with my replica sword collection. I want one day with a better studio and a better room behind me and stuff. One of those really
oh,
want. You got to get the Sword of Omens if you are
oh,
an old school nerd. You have to.
if I had unlimited money, and yeah, I would get them all. I'd have all the different swords just stacked up from shows and stuff I've loved.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, if we could, I would choose. Like I said, I would be with you because yeah, I would. It would be cool as hell to be He-Man. Unless, like I said, unless you could use the side beat on side, because you know both of us would fucking have it taped to our head, and we'd say Selma Hayek, so we had our hands free, and it would be
All right, so I put this up there. So we've seen these, and these are swords from the 80s. Even though He-Man does span a couple different iterations, it starts in the 80s. You realize this. I was thinking about this. You realize this. In the 80s and maybe a little bit into the 90s is what generated these classic, cool, badass swords, whether it's cartoons or movies. But if you take anime out of the equation, because we're gonna have to do that, because we're gonna talk Western entertainment here.
Yeah.
In the past 20 years, can you name a cool sword that a franchise has generated?
In the past 20?
Yeah,
Oh,
basically
shit.
the 2000s. Can you think of anything? A badass sword? And Chad, of course, you participate as well. You are as much a member of this conversation as we are. Can you think from the year 2000 to right now, 2024? Can you think of a show or a franchise in Western entertainment, be it a cartoon, and we're talking Western, not anime, be it a cartoon, be it a TV show or a movie? Can you think of a badass sword after the year 2000 that is part of the nerd pop culture zeitgeist that isn't anime? Anime, there's tons of them. Video games, tons of them. But I'm talking cartoons, TV, movies. Because you go through the 80s and the 90s, you can go down the master list of all kinds of great swords.
The only sword that I can think off the top of my head is that stupid diamond sword from fucking Minecraft. You see that everywhere,
That's a
but
video game.
that's true.
I mean,
Shit, I
I'm
don't
talking
know.
like these things were all iconic in shows and heroes and adventures.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
And there's nothing, is there? There really isn't. And that's sad. That is really, really sad. Because that shows you there's been no creative generation of anything that's cool that a kid wants. It's been just either repurposed stuff or generic crap. I mean, yeah, we go through the previous decade. Yeah, it's cool to get Iron Man gloves. You jump as Iron Man and tech, but that's like Marvel tech. That's technology. I'm talking the thing that every boy dreamed of, finding a powerful sword. I mean, you see those memes all the time of the dudes who wander across and they're in the woods and they find that stick shaped like the perfect sword, and every dude goes, yes,
Yeah,
if I had that, I'd keep it.
But that's because of just how the kids are these days. That was exactly it. We used to pick up sticks and beat each other with them. Now kids, they sit in their room on their tablet. They don't even go outside. They're scared of it.
Technically, if I couldn't find a stick, I'd unscrew a croquet mallet and use the shaft of that, because they were good lengths for toy swords, because that's what I had. I broke my fair share of those whacking shit.
This is a generation that has never drunken from a hose. That's how weak they are.
I didn't drink from a hose. I played with the hose, but I didn't drink.
You never drunk from the hose?
Nah, I thought it was disgusting. I mean, and
that's why.
Well, also, I was always provided beverages wherever I went. Didn't need to drink from the
hose. Christ, dude.
There was always some high, dude. There was always some high C around, man. There's always some high C. And soda and apple juice and
Adam's not allowed to leave his room because he doesn't have any immunities.
I have immunities.
From a fucking hose, man.
What?
50-year-old man. And
I am not 50. I am not 50. Do not say that. God damn it. I'm not 50. I'm a young,
drunk
virile
from a
man
hoe.
who's been alive too many decades.
Never drunk from a hose. Jesus Christ.
Why would I drink from a hose when there's a cooler full of high
Because it puts fucking hair on your balls, man.
I already got hair on my balls. I got enough hair on my balls. I got hair on my ass too. I don't need any hair.
That's from the high C, man. No, like fuck that, dude. You gotta go out right now and drink from a damn hose.
No,
Man up.
it's disgusting.
Talking about.
I had Ecto Cooler. I had all the cool high C drinks. Dude, you drank the Ecto Cooler. You know you drink the freaking Ecto Cooler.
I know, but I'm sitting there like fucking grabbing the hose just, and you're over there like in your little cabana fucking sipping on your little straw and shit, man.
Yeah,
What
that's
the
right, man.
fuck?
Delicious high C. That was the drink they just gave us. I didn't drink Capri Sun. I drank high C. I wasn't
Damn
a frou
bougie bastard.
I was not a frou frou. I wasn't drinking no goddamn Capri Sun. I was drinking high C. It was delicious.
Sam's gonna come in here and agree with me. He's gonna come in here and agree with me. He's gonna be
my
like,
mom
"What
would buy
the
the
fuck
high
is wrong with
C
you?"
in like the giant tins. So you would like have to use a can opener and like pour it out. That was one of the things like the mainstays as a kid. It was delicious. Awesome. During in between innings in baseball games, my mom would have a whole cooler of high C. I'd come over there and sit down and drink it. I'd leave my catcher gear on and be like, yeah, high C. Oh, it was great.
You talking about the powder, the big tubs with the powder in it?
It was a can. It was like a can.
But it had powder, right? And you mixed it with the water?
I guess so. She made it. I was a kid. I didn't make it.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. Me and Sam, we wanted that. We got the hose and we did a line of it, sniffed it, and then drunk the water from there. And you had high C. That's how you did it.
No, it was delicious fruit flavored drink that was cold and yummy, and the kid looked forward to it, and it was great. Hey, listen. I admit wait, no, I don't mean anything. What are we talking about? I did plenty of stupid shit as a kid. All right, I did tons of stupid shit. I caused many an injury to myself doing stupid shit. I don't need to drink from a hose to signify my stupid childhood.
You got a paper cut opening the straw, guys.
I did not. I did not. I God damn it. I did not get a paper for opening a straw. Listen, sometimes you couldn't open those stupid little straws. You know, they're like you get it, and when you get it open, sometimes it wouldn't puncture the juice box. You're like, God damn it, why won't it go through? I had a good time. Listen, it was fun back then. I mean, we used to go fishing. We'd take out, I mean, it wasn't my bike, it was a friend's bike. We'd take bikes, we'd ride around and do shit. We'd go wander. Some like one kid had one of my friends, it was a small farm, and he had go-karts. He would drive go-karts on his giant dirt driveway. It was one big circle. It was fantastic. Fuck you, Samuel.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying.
I am. Listen. Fuck all of you. All right, fuck all of you. But no, we drive go-karts. Let's see what else. Oh, then all right. There was this one stupid adventure we once went on. Same kid's house who had the farm. We were all supposed to bring our rollerblades over. Me and a couple of the dudes on a sleepover. Problem is, I'd gone through a growth spurt and my feet had gone up basically a size and a half. So my rollerblades didn't fit anymore. And I didn't know it until I got there. So I tried putting them on and they wouldn't work. So we had gone down into the local suburb area because the dude said, there's an ice cream truck out here somewhere. Let's go find the ice cream truck. So we like wandered around for 2 hours. They're all on their rollerblades and I'm walking around barefoot on hot pavement, and the blisters I ended up on my feet was disgusting because my rollerblades, I couldn't use the rollerblades because my feet didn't fit in them. like falling on my ass.
You wouldn't have got blisters if you'd have drunken from the hose.
Oh,
Your manliness
what
would
is-
have came in.
What? Wait, no. What? No. What?
Prevented it.
That's not true. That is a fabrication. That is a lie. That is you spreading rumors that I was not man enough. Okay, listen, that's crazy shit. Okay, all right.
I'm gonna send you a cup of hose water.
Things floating in it.
Yeah, to get a mason jar and just some hose water, and you got to drink whatever's in there. Don't scoop shit out. If there's a leaf in there, just take it.
Hell no. I'm not doing that. Listen, I did plenty of disgusting shit as a kid. Just because I didn't drink from a hose doesn't mean I'm not. I wasn't rough and tough and tumble. All right, come on. This you're not a man.
My friend didn't have go-karts. He had a go-kart, but it was just the frame. He didn't have a motor to it. So we did what we did with everything on his like farm. It was actually his grandpa's farm. He lived with his grandpa. And we took it up to the top of the hill and just pushed shit down. So we did it in the car, push each other down. He had an old mini bike that had no motor too. Did the same thing with that. And then one time I remember we got a tire. It was a big ass tire. I don't know what. It couldn't have been to a truck because it was bigger than that. Got that up to the top of the hill. He got in it. And then his fucking ass comes just leaping out of the fucking tire screaming. Yeah. And turns out he fucking gets in, looks up, and literally like, I guess he said it was like that close to my head. Might have been like more like that.
There's always exaggeration.
A black widow. And so he's freaking out. He's like, so he's taking his shirt off. He's all, is there one on me? Freaking out. And so we had to then take the tire back to the bottom, take that glorious hose water, wash it all out, take it back up to the top of the hill so he could get in there. And I pushed him down.
Listen, but you're right. Going back to the original start of this, you're right. Back then, we did everything back then. We did play video games, but we also spent half the time outside doing shit. Whether you were at a friend's house who had a yard and shit to do, or you were doing stuff with the kids. I mean, some of the sketchy stuff we ever did was during the summer when we all would go to the beach, and crazy shit goes on there. Shit you should not be. It's like complete unsupervised, dangerous shit. Like, don't be walking on jetties where there's no sure footing and nobody's around to help you if you fall. Don't go swimming when there's undertow. You get sucked out. I almost got sucked out once on the undertow. I if I had not been realized, because it's deceptive when you're swimming. I was all by myself too. Everybody else had gone away, and I was just chilling out. And suddenly I looked down and I realized, wait a minute, I'm like 50 yards out past the buoys, and nobody has freaking noticed. And I was a strong swimmer, but I was still a kid. I didn't have the power to swim against the undertow. So what I did was I grabbed on to the ropes that they had to the buoys that is still going with no markers, and I just pulled myself back on this slimy, disgusting ass rope, but I pulled myself back to shore. So you do crazy stupid shit. Of course, the best thing. What? No.
Okay.
No, I was going to change gears to be stupid and lecherous, but go ahead.
Two things. One, I don't go in the ocean. I've seen Jaws. Two, that first sentence was really dirty sounding. I got sucked off by the undertow.
Well, I did. I got pulled out into the sea. All right. Listen.
Is that what is her name?
Well, listen. I from a young age. Well, by then, no. I'm almost a teenager by then. There was the nor'easter that blew through through Jersey back then, and that summer when we all went to the beach, it had wiped out the sands at the beach clubs, and they hadn't brought it back in yet. So we came back, and you could go underneath the beach club itself, like where all the lockers and the decks, where you could go underneath it. And what?
Beach club? You saying you drink high C? You're saying you're not bougie, but you go to a beach club?
So my So we had a locker at a beach club. You know, it was the summer. It Jersey. There was like in Sandy Hook, New Jersey. That's where the beach was. What? I'm not gonna be ashamed that my parents had a locker at a beach club.
Yeah,
I'd be ashamed of that.
never seen a beach club. They wouldn't let me near a beach club. Your parents pulled over by the one path you could get down to the sand and said, "Go play." That's how we did it. You're
Well,
probably on private property. It
originally
didn't matter.
when I was a little kid, but then when we moved to Jersey, you know, the beach club was an option, so we went there, and it was fun. And yeah, that's where you had your summer friends, not your school friends, but your summer friends. You know, there was two separate friend groups, and we would get into stupid shit. But after the nor'easter came through and the decks were washed out, we had it in our heads that if we went under the decks, we're a bunch of 11 and 12-year-olds, by the way, that we would see the hot teenage girls changing in their lockers from underneath it. Yeah, that's not what we saw. That's not what we saw. We saw things no young man should see. Things that are old.
Oh, no. You're all like, let's check out the girls, guys.
We thought we're gonna see the hot teenage girls getting changed. It's gonna
Grandma
be awesome.
Agatha
and
changing her Grandma
drawers. Agatha, an eyeful of Grandma Agatha, and we got out of there. And then a short time after, people going, there were boys running around underneath the lockers, and we're just like, nope.
Who are these boys? Let's find them.
Young rambunctious boys getting up to no good. Hey, listen, nothing wrong when you're a young man trying to get a peek here and there. You know, it's at that point, it's your lifelong ambition at that point, just to get a peek. Get a peek.
That's your goal. You wake up in the morning and you're all like, my objective is to see nakedness.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I do not. I regret, catching an eyeful of something I shouldn't have caught an eyeful of. But I do not regret the attempt. Okay? I do not regret the attempt. But back to the main point of this. This is what kids did back then. We went out. We had adventures outside. And then we went back inside later after we'd done everything. Or like the weather was like during the winter. What is he doing now? What beach club I know is Club Adams. I did not have a butler, all right? No butler.
Bringing your high C.
What do you have against high C? What do you have? What are you, Kool-Aid man?
No, well, I mean, yeah, but still, no, it's because you started getting juice boxes. Like I said, man, we weren't allowed back in the house. Your parents put you outside and said, don't come back in till the sun's going down. That's why you drunk from the hose, because that was your source of water. It was either that or go to the creek and purify the fucking shit. You had to make do, man. If you wanted food, you had to eat a bug, man. Your parents weren't letting you in the fucking house. They're all, get outside and have fun. Oh, thank you. And here you are, Mom, can I get another high C? I'm so parched.
There was I didn't know what the word parched was as a child. My vocabulary was good, but wasn't like that. What are you talking about? Damn it, devil. You're painting a picture that doesn't exist, all right? Painting a picture. I had fun as a kid. I had adventures, where we go out, we go to the hobby store where they had the mini arcade, we're playing games, and then we get the idea, let's walk to the supermarket. Yet the supermarket is when you're a kid and you get in the car and you get driven places, you don't think it's that far. But then you know the path and you decide to walk there and you learn that what a mile is, what 5 miles is on foot, what maybe 8 to 10 miles is on foot. You start to understand that shit real quick. And we did that. We got in so much trouble because we were supposed to stay at the store till my mom came back. But we thought, hey, let's walk to the supermarket where she is because we're bored. We're bored waiting. And what happened was my mom got so pissed off at everybody. How could you let those kids go? And the store people were like, well, we're not here to watch your kids. And so it was, you do stupid shit as a kid because you don't know any better. And at times, some people forget to explain shit to you. Like, hey, you know what? Don't go wandering in that direction. Here's how long it is from one place to another. Don't go looking for weird shit in the woods because you're gonna get the poison ivy, you're gonna get the poison oak, and you're gonna get all itchy, and that's not good. But we had adventures and we did stupid shit. We rode our bikes to town. We rode our bikes back. We did all that. And you're right, but kids today, they don't do that shit. There's no what it is to unless we also yes, was it dangerous back when we were kids? Of course it is. But I will say one thing, it's a lot more dangerous now in terms of how certain people behave in terms of, snatching kids up. I think that's a much bigger threat now than I think it was back then.
Well, no, I think it existed back then.
I'm not saying it didn't
we just
exist.
didn't hear about it. Like now it's in the zeitgeist. Now we know about pedophiles. Like back then, they thought you ran away. like if you didn't come home, it was all Billy must have ran away. What did we do wrong that made such a bad house? No, Billy got dead and fucking buried in a shallow grave.
Oh my God, Devil. You got so dark. That's dark, man. That's really
sorry,
dark.
it's the truth. It's the truth. No, I think like I said, it's just now we're aware of the threats. We know of these threats, and we, back then, like I said, people just assumed that everyone was as good as they are. And so people trusted each other, especially in small towns. They trusted each other that, and that's why your neighbor was able to yell at you. Now they just mind their own business, no matter what you're doing, which is why kids think they can get away with anything because no one's going to actually hold them accountable.
Well, there's no real discipline anymore in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
because a lot of some parents have bought into the whole, we can't discipline our children, it'll make them sad, that kind of bullshit. No, listen, I got a couple times when I was young, I got a spank, hit in the ass, learn my lesson. Like, yeah, don't do that, and I got punished when I did bad shit. Punishments were real. Now, I learned quickly. In the end, I was a good kid. I learned my lesson. I didn't do shit that earned punishment, and therefore I got privileges because I was a good kid. And as a teenager, when I was older, I got privileges as a teenager because I didn't cause trouble. I didn't worry anybody. I did cause damage at school, but I was being helpful. I broke down that door because the girls couldn't get in the bathroom. Okay.
Man, this whole we got to just start this whole episode over again. You have tarnished your manly image,
what?
Man.
No, that was
I got a little spank. I got a little spank. Like, dude, I got beat, man. Nobody
had to beat me. I learned my lesson quickly.
My ass was...
My mom shoved a cupcake in my face once. I was being such a little asshole. Okay. I was eating a cupcake and she just went like this, boom, right in my face because I was being a little dick. All right.
Man, I got beat worse than Tina Turner. I was, man, straight. My dad fucking just whipped the belt off like Indiana Jones, just whoosh, just whipping on me for the stuff I did. You got a spank. Say you did something like say you freaking like fought off like 12 dudes for a fucking candy bar in the fucking shop, or just give yourself some machismo, man. Say
what do you mean
something, dude, because your man card is like already been ripped up and burnt.
My man card, when you're 10 or under, you don't have a man card. You're
what are you talking about? I came out with my man card, dude. I came out, the doctor slapped me on the ass, I slapped him in the face with my fucking man card.
What'd you take the umbilical cord and whip him?
Yeah, I was all like, my daddy knows how to do this shit. Just whack him in the face.
Whack him in the face. Gay point for devil.
I didn't say whack off in his face, dude.
Shut up,
Jake. Samuel right now is just like trying to get home desperately so he can make these remarks to your face. He's like at full like running, just.
You're gonna move on. I'm not gonna have a chance.
Yeah, so I got to get in on this.
Oh, listen. I am proud of my achievements as a child. All right, I was a good kid. I didn't need to get beat.
He was on honor roll.
No, actually, no, I wasn't. I wasn't good enough to be on honor roll. I wasn't that smart. I was a bad student. I didn't become a good student till my second time around in college for my second degrees. That's when I became, because then I'm an adult and realized, wow, this is how you study real easy. This is easy. Back then, I was a procrastinator. I didn't do shit. I was one of those kids where next day giant project, mom help me, and then she had to do the whole thing.
Oh God.
What?
This stream's coming down the second it's done. He's
No, it isn't.
deleting it. He's
I'm not
hiding
deleting
it,
anything. I'm not deleting
privating it.
I'm not private anything. Private anything. I was a kid. I had fun. I had a real childhood. All right. Nobody stole my childhood.
Looking at
from me.
old ladies naked and drinking.
That was an act. That was unintended. That was unintended consequences. Okay, we thought we were going to find the hot teenage chicks changing, and that was. I wasn't the one leading the pack that day. Someone else was scouting. All right, I got lured into a wrinkly old thing. Ugh.
And that's when you knew Ted had issues when he was looking at the bush, the old lady bush, and you know, you're all, Ted, why didn't you tell us? He's all, what? It was awesome.
No, it was not awesome. It was not. No, nothing. The unintended consequences of old things. When we used to, when I was in Florida, and we would go to the pool. One time, I walked into the changing room, and just this old dude just turned around, full frontal. I was like, "Oh no, I don't see it." Ran out. I was like, "No, wait, I'm not gonna." He's like, "Hi." I'm like, "No, what are you doing with your old man jiggly bits?" No.
It was like a freaking white Furby sucking a worm in. It was disgusting.
You see things you don't see when you don't want to see those things. You do by accident because it's a public pool. You walk in there, it's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Oh, no. All right, let's steer away from this now. Okay. No more. I tried to have the talk of nothing cool that, but having the kids who are modern, but no, Devil turned it into trying to shame me for having a good childhood and being a good kid. Don't shame me. All right, here's we'll hold off on a couple of the other memes till Samuel gets here because they would be more fun if he was here for these nerd discussions. But we'll have this one though. This is an actual topic. So everybody's making a big deal about the freaking Game Awards going on right now. You been following this?
Nah, I heard about it, but those things, like, the only thing worse than like the all the ones they have on TV, like the Oscars and the, you know, Golden Globes and shit like that, is these gamer ones, and because they just try so hard to be like, hey, youth,
and we're talking about the establishment
and
ones.
it comes
we're
off cringe.
about
yeah,
the establishment ones.
Yeah, it come off so cringe.
Mm-hmm. And I'm right there with you. I personally, I don't give a shit about awards anything for a couple different reasons. One, more often than not, I haven't played like 70 or 80% of the games they have on these lists. And then they dilute the lists because look, I have it right here. We'll go to IGN because it's just a nice simple list for this version of it. We don't have to see pictures or anything. Now, I think Game of the Year is always bullshit because here's why I think Game of the Year is bullshit type of thing. You're never going to get a real spectrum of opinion because everybody likes their favorite genre. Yet a lot of people's favorite genres are more niche genres. And not to mention these things are always political here. These are always political. So I don't really think there's ever a good representation of the gamer audience for this stuff. I mean, we look at this here. We'll start here. Game of the Year, Astrobot, Balatro. I don't know what Balatro is. Never even heard of that. Elden Ring, Shadow of Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Re Fantasia. Now, if Samuel's here, and Samuel could comment on this when he gets here, I don't know if I'd count Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree as I know it's a
expansion, isn't it?
It's an expansion, and it's an extensive expansion, but it's not the same as a full game. I don't know if that should be a full game. All right. Shut up. Just shut up. All right.
Did you see Frank above it? Him and his country club lifestyle.
Why am I being mocked for things that are outside of my control and I simply was dragged along to? Why am I
If you
being
get a $10 donation, will you go take a sweater, put it over your shoulder, and cross?
They're all in the hamper. I only have a couple of working sweaters left, and they're both in the hamper. I have to wash them.
Well, tell your butler to get on that.
I am my own butler, you ass. I do my own laundry.
Why is my sweaters not cleaned and pressed yet?
Well, I don't press it. I just hang it up because I can't. I have to wash them. I can't dry them because then they're going to shrink. So when they're done, I just take them out and hang them up so they hang dry. But so I can't just like do it. It hasn't been. It was only cold one day, and I stick them away because I have like 2 decent ones. The other ones they all shrink. They're not really worth anything anymore. I need new sweaters. I need a lot of new stuff. But anyway, so Elden Ring Shadow Earthtree, I don't even know if it counts as a full game. It's an expansion.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider it.
And a lot of good things about Black Myth Wukong. Astrobot, people are raving for that. I personally loved Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I haven't played the other games, so I would just be voting for the one game I played if I did vote. And it's kind of ridiculous. And and also like Metaphor ReFantazio, that literally just came out. So I don't even know if that should even be considered. Although I am glad to know, and I can tell you now as we go down this list, Dragon Age Veilguard gets one thing, and it's a retard category. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
That's exactly it. This year, games it's been really dry. There hasn't been that many. So you can see they're kind of like, pulling like Black Myth Wukong, that deserves to be on there. Like, I agree with you. I wouldn't put Elden Ring Shadow of the Earthtree on there because it's just an expansion. It's not. So if there was a category for best expansion,
it's not another 120 hours like the main game.
Yeah. So, and Astro Boy, I've heard a lot of people talking about it, saying it's great. So I'll put that on there. But yeah, the second one and the last one, I don't even know what those are. Haven't even seen them. So.
Metaphor ReFantazio, it's some sort of RPG, and I can't tell if people are praising it or mocking it for agenda. I can't tell. I haven't looked into it enough because I have other things to deal with.
To be honest, they wanted to put those 2 games that like literally flopped. The ones
like Concord, Dustborn.
Yeah, they wanted to put those in there, but
and they wanted to put Dragon Age Veilguard in here. But
they would have. Yeah.
Since we talked about this a week ago, Veilguard has been getting ripped apart by everybody now. It's suffering huge. People are really breaking down on the fact that when you play it, you can't be mean to your companions. You can't take any stands on anything. He's like, oh, I'm going to do this because nothing affects the game. You're literally on rails.
Yeah.
And it's retarded. So, all right. So best game direction, it's the same games. And I find that a little retarded. Also, I don't care about game direction. How often do we really talk about, man, the game direction of this was awesome, huh? That was great. They made those camera angle turns perfect, huh? How often do you do that? Real gamers. You don't do that. All right. Best narrative, Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor ReFantazio, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2, and Silent Hill 2. I guess that's narrative. Does that mean story?
Yeah, I'm guessing.
I guess.
Yeah.
Again, I've played one of those games.
It's either story or narrative, or maybe it wouldn't be the message. Do you think? Because narrative usually is the direction.
Rebirth has no messaging. It has no messaging. Rebirth is not a woke game. I can guarantee you that it's not a woke game at all.
Like when people talk about narrative, they go the narrative. The story's narrative, and it's supposed to be like the messaging or what the story is about, what's it supposed to portray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm guessing it must be story. Must be.
Yeah. But now then I would say, why not story? Why narrative? Because you, like you just said, it sounds like you're trying to ask a different question in a way.
Because they probably went to beach clubs. That's why they wanted the fancy words.
Yeah, it's gonna be around all night tonight, isn't it?
Oh
That's
yeah.
not, that's not going
Oh
away. is
yeah.
it? Okay.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Listen. Great. All right. Well, I've told my beach club stories before, like where I took a shit in the ocean and blamed it on nobody. I've told that one before. We're all playing out there. I wasn't gonna make it back, and I hadn't home pooped that day, home base poop. So I was like, well, what am I gonna do? So I kind of sidled away, and I dropped trout underwater and let it fly, and then I went back to playing. And
I'll give you a little bit of your man points back for shitting in the ocean.
And somebody goes, remember from Caddyshack, Duty? They go, Duty! And I just went, oh no! And here comes this massive log just floating along to where we were
So
playing in the ocean.
So gross. Like I said, at least I could give you a couple man points back for just straight shitting in the ocean. But
hey, you know what I did at the country club once? I took a shit in a bush.
You called it a country club?
No, at a country club. No.
Oh, you were at the country.
At a country club. At another one. This is another time. I took a shit in a bush and I watched it decompose the whole summer when I was a little kid.
Your childhood was a mix of gross and fucking bougie. I don't even know.
I've told this story before. This isn't new. I've told these stories before.
Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wasn't.
Oh my god.
Before I got my body fine tuned to being a home based pooper, when you're a little kid, sometimes it just happened. It's like, okay, boop, I didn't make it. It's behind the bush. And it was there the whole summer behind the bush. I would always go look at it whenever we went back every couple of weeks. See, it was there. I fertilized the bush myself.
Does anyone know why the bush on the 7th green is like so much bigger?
It was at the it was at the pool. It was at the pool. It wasn't on the. I wasn't a kid running around the golf course. I was at the pool. All right, kind of pool where they had the high dive, and I jumped off and belly flopped. That hurt. That hurt. That really hurt. Or your lesson. Don't go on the high dive. Best art direction: Astrobot, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of Erdtree, Metaphor, Refantasio, Neva. Is Neva that African game? Is that African game that failed?
I have no clue.
If Derwin was here, he'd be gay and know this. He would know.
Why are all the games the same in every single category? They have nothing. They have nothing. Shit.
It did not cost me points. I was 6 years old. You can't dock me points for being 6. Shut up. All right. Best score in music. Oh, I will listen. It's the same games. And yes, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a fantastic score, but I mean, Stellar Blade was okay. I played Stellar Blade too. Stellar Blade was okay. I wouldn't call it outstanding.
See, Stellar Blade should have been under Game of the Year too. But you know why it's not? They weren't gonna.
2 reasons why it's not.
Yeah. And they jiggle.
Yeah. Best audio. What the hell does best audio design mean? I don't.
Is that like the special effects sounds in the game? Like,
I mean, is that balancing? Is that tone? Is that treble and bass? That kind of shit. I'm no audio engineer. I don't know this shit.
Like maybe when they use lightning that it actually sounds like lightning. I don't know. Like, they stretch for these fucking categories.
Yeah, well, you just brought up a point I was wanting to make as farther we go in. They just keep creating categories just to have more reasons to vote on shit. There's no depth to this.
Yeah.
Best performance, I guess that's voice acting.
Yeah, must be.
Okay. All right, now this one's funny. They've got Umbly Gonzalez for Outlaws in this. I've watched people play this game. Her performance is dog shit.
She's hot though.
She's an attractive girl.
Mm.
We made that point when they made Kay Vess ugly. Attractive girl. No, she's a dumb idiot, but she's an attractive girl. But her performance was terrible. It was so banal. It was so plain. It was so nothing. She had zero tonal emoting.
Yeah.
So the fact that she's on there is ridiculous. Now, I don't know who Brianna White is. I'm going to assume Brianna White is Aerith. I'm going to assume that's Aerith. Because Aerith was fantastically performed in that game. On the other games, I don't know. But but I guess, I mean, that's a worthy category. It's essentially best actor or actress, whatever. All right, now here's where we get into lame shit. Innovation and accessibility. Basically, are you retarded? We made this game for you, so you can play it as a retard.
Yeah, by accessibility, they mean do they have an super easy mode? That's
And other stupid things like no arachnophobia, shit like
yeah.
that. And look who's on here. The only thing it was nominated for. Veilguard. You made it for the retards. You made it for the people who like have one finger and can't scratch their ass and play a game at the same time. What the hell does this mean? Games for impact. What the hell does that even mean?
Yeah, I have no clue.
I don't know what like a powerful moment?
Or impact on the culture or impact
None of these
on the
games
game?
had an impact on culture.
Yeah,
Not a
that's
single
what I'm
one.
saying.
Because
Like,
no,
if
I
that
don't
was the
know
case-
any of these games.
If that was the case, yeah, they would have, other games like Wukong, like freaking Stellar Blade, because they made much more of a splash than any of these. I don't, like I said, I don't know most of these, if any.
I don't know any of them. I mean, I don't know any of them.
So impact, I don't know.
What does it even mean? I don't even know what it means. Best ongoing game. Why don't you say best online game? And here's where this is wrong, because these are all different genres. Destiny 2 is a looter shooter.
Yeah.
Diablo 4 is a RNG shit like all Diablos are. You never know what you're gonna get. Final Fantasy 14 is a full-on MMORPG. Fortnite is freaking Fortnite. Run around shooting people. And Helldivers 2 is the disaster that it was. Co-op mode. These are all online games, co-op of they all fall under co-op, but they're all different freaking categories. These should not be competing against each other. They literally all service different aspects of gamer culture.
Yeah, you can't compare them.
Because people playing Fortnite are likely not playing Destiny 2 or Diablo 4. And Final Fantasy 14 people are likely not playing Helldivers 2. That's just a fact. I don't get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most egregious, but I do agree that there's
makes it unfair.
Because
if you want to talk about you look at these games right here. Final Fantasy 14 has been going for almost 15 years now since the relaunch. 14 years, sorry, relaunched in 2011, 2012. Since the relaunch, it's been going for over a decade, we'll say, okay? None of these games have been going for over a decade. It is the biggest game out of all of these. Diablo 4 has been out for what, a year and a half? Destiny 2's been out for a few years. Fortnite's been out for a few years, but and Helldivers 2's been out for a year. And nobody
Fortnite's
plays
been
it
out
anymore.
for what, 7 at least?
What? Fortnite?
Yeah, it's been out for at least 7, I would say.
Yeah. But Fortnite changes all the time. It's not consistent. And now, but they're putting old modes back in. But you know what I'm saying? Final Fantasy 14 has maintained a complete active world. It's a completely different game than all of these games.
Well,
it should not be being judged on the same level as Fortnite.
Yeah, here's the problem they have though, is they should do best game, best score, best direction or story or whatever, best voice actor, and then they should go down into the subcategories, have best fantasy game, best shooter, best, and do a couple categories in each of those. Yeah, best platform. Yeah. That's what they should do. But the problem they're having, and this shows what the whole gaming industry has a problem with, is it's dying. All the best games are the indie games, and they don't come out as fast because they don't have these, massive group of programmers behind them and stuff. So that's the problem, is they're kind of, I think, desperate. So they're like, okay, we got to take all these categories that no one's really going to give a shit about. No one's going to watch this crap to see best direction in this video game. And they're kind of grasping at straws, it seems like.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. They're just trying to make this relevant.
Yeah.
And it's not. Because an award for best community support, What? Oh, we're gonna give you an award for doing your goddamn job as customer service when something fucks up.
Yeah, the devs actually did their job, and let's be
Yeah.
honest, none of these games had because no game has good dev support. It all sucks.
Well, actually,
you
14's
have
not bad. 14 is pretty good. They're pretty responsive. I had a problem once with my secondary token key for two level password, and they fixed it like that. They fixed it
okay.
instantly.
So there's like one. It's
Yeah.
like I said, most of the time devs they're
Yeah.
busy counting their money and shit. They could give a crap that one little gamer in this town can't fucking play a game he paid for. Fucking they could give
Well, I
crap.
think the reason 14 is so good is because Yoshi P, the basically the Final Fantasy guru, he gives a shit and he wants to make sure it's the best experience possible. So 14 is good at that, but the other ones, most of these are they're sort of like, I mean, Baldur's Gate's not an online game; that's a single player game. So I don't know why that's even on here. Fortnite is Fortnite. They have to be attentive. Helldivers 2, we know that story. They fucked up. That was considering the Helldivers controversy. How can they possibly put this on best community support when they had those community what do they call them?
Devs
on all the message boards, trying to destroy people, cancel people.
Yeah.
How could you possibly have them on the list for doing that?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it on there because it literally imploded. It was so well received, everyone loved it, and then they literally just shit it.
The laundry list of shit that went down. And then now No Man's Sky, people are going to say that No Man's Sky is winning because they've never made anybody pay for anything since they botched the launch and all the updates have been free and this and that. That's why they're going to say that. Now, I of course, it would take a lot of money for me to go back and play No Man's Sky, because I was one of the people that got screwed over in the beginning when I really needed it, I won't forgive it. It would take a lot of money to make me go back. I'm not saying I won't go back, but it would take money. I would have to be paid to do it. I'm saying that right now.
No award for hair physics.
Dragon Age would have won that one.
If they were true to gamers, there would be an award for jiggle physics. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to have jiggle physics anymore. Unless a game wants to be, ripped apart for having something we want to see.
Best independent game. I've never heard of any of these. Not really. I don't. And all praise to the indie sphere for picking up the slack and trying to become the new at AAA sphere. All positivity to that, but I don't know those. Best debut indie game. Never played. But I know what Manor Lords is. I one day will pick that up when I have a better computer, because I do want to play Manor Lords. That's my kind of game. Oh, fuck best mobile game. Fuck that. I hate mobile gaming. Somewhere Cloud is crying at me because of Pokemon, but I don't care.
Why isn't Pokemon Sleepy Time or whatever on there? What the fuck?
Oh, Lord. Yeah. The clock thing. Yeah. Okay. Dermy still hasn't clipped that out. That was a great spontaneous segment on Ballbusters, and it could have saved him a little bit of work one day to just clip that out and drop it in for a video. Never did it, even though we told him to do it.
I can't
That was a
hold it against him
fantastic
because I'm the worst about that. No, I have one mobile game on my phone, and I just keep it on there because sometimes if I have absolutely nothing to do and I'm bored, I can do something. But I agree with you for the most part.
I don't have any mobile games,
right?
and if I'm gonna be traveling, I'm playing mobile. I got my Switch.
I can't carry my Switch around at work. Shit on that.
Well, I'm talking about work. I'm talking about traveling. If I don't, I only play games out in the wild if I'm traveling. That's the only time I play a game. Like if I'm on a train or a plane or a long car drive, and I'm not the one driving, then I'll break out handheld. Other than that, nah, I game at home where I have my chair, I've got air conditioning, I've got my high C, and I've got all the snacks I want. Okay. Best VR AR game. Go fuck yourself with your VR shit. And augmented reality. We are nowhere near the ability to make legitimate augmented reality. We can barely do VR.
Yeah.
It's just a freaking headset and gloves on your hands. You don't actually feel anything. It's just a sensory perception effery going on. It's not really VR. Hate this.
I remember when that first came out and you had PlayStation try to jump into it and stuff, and they're all, this is the future of gaming. And it just dropped off. No one really, I haven't heard anything about VR games.
We can go even farther back. Remember the Virtua Boy? That Red Nightmare? They had that in a Blockbuster once. And I put it on to play temporary. Just these red lines in your face. It was horrible. Like, what
burning
is this?
your retinas. You're all like, I can't
like,
see, but it's so much fun.
F this. Done, Nintendo. You're retarded. No. Okay, here come the actual genre things. Best action game. Now now we're talking. This is what it should be if you're going to do this shit. Genre stuff where these are all games on the same level. Best action game: Black Myth Wukong, Call of Duty. Okay, we got Blops, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade, and Space Marine 2. All right, drop off Helldivers. It doesn't count anymore. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. The rest of them, honestly, I honestly wouldn't put Blops on here. It literally came out 2 weeks ago. Like 2-3 weeks ago. And its first season literally just started. There's not enough, I think, for it to be competing. These other games have been out for literally either months or a year.
Yeah.
So I don't think Blops, they should have held that off till next time. But the rest of it, Wukong, Stellar Blade, Space Marine 2, these are heavy hitters.
Yeah.
They're all heavy hitters, and each one of them deserves to win, in my opinion. Best action adventure, Astrobot, Ubisoft's failed Prince of Persia game, Silent Hill 2, Outlaws, and Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I don't play any of these. I've watched Outlaws, Echoes of Wisdom. I think it's really gone up in everybody's enjoyment of it. But I don't know. What? Wait. Oh, I have no control over that, Frank. That's just the way the thing is going. He's talking about that right there.
Oh.
Listen, that's just a happy accident, okay? It's a happy accident.
That's not what Adam saw through the boards of his beach club.
If it did, I probably would have gotten busted because I would have stayed there too long. Best RPG: Dragon's Dogma 2, Shadow Archery Rebirth, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Metaphor Fantasio. I would say Dragon's Dogma 2 should get bumped because that had a disastrous launch and a lot of people stopped playing it, if I remember correctly. Derby spent 2 weekends of Saturday trying to make that shit work.
Yeah, everyone liked the way the game was, but yeah, just it tanked because of the microtransactions and the having to pay to fast travel and shit. That kind of controversy really hit it hard. But also, wasn't it really buggy? There was like a lot of bugs to it, and it just died essentially.
Yeah, and it didn't work on computers. And and I would say Metaphor Refantasio that just came out, and I don't think it should be. It just came out. It should not be on here. And of course, I will say Rebirth because it's the only one I really played. They like a Dragon series. People love those, but I don't know if this one's any good. Best fighting games. I don't play fighting games anymore, but these are all legitimates. Grand Blue. There is a Grand Blue game I'm going to get, but it's an RPG. It's not the fighting game. Sparking Zero has been a massive success. I guess people still like Marvel vs. Capcom. That's because Mortal Kombat 1, Alex Vang, is despised by everybody. They all hated it. Everybody hated Mortal Kombat 1. They hated it.
Yeah,
go ahead. No, sorry. Go. No.
I was gonna say the Marvel vs. Capcom. I know it. They just had that fighting collection come out. I'm actually interested in buying that because
I never played it in the arcade, so it's not a thing that I'm into. Multiverses shouldn't be on there because that game nobody plays it. Nobody plays Multiverses. Nobody played it was here's our version of Smash.
Yeah, essentially it was set up just to be a streamer's kind of fun game, like streamers to play it. But yeah, I don't know anyone who's actual gamer who went and purchased it. But
Yep, nobody plays it. Best family game. Sure. Most of these should be Nintendo, and they are. So I mean, best sim strategy game. Now that usually is part of my bailiwick, but I haven't bought a new one in a long time because the old ones are so good that I play when I get around to them. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll say Mana Lords is good. I don't know. Best of luck to them though. Best sports game. Best sink your money into something to get loot boxes or live service, because that's all these games are now.
Yeah,
They're live service
absolutely.
games.
Yeah,
They're
any
not-
sports game, they're just gonna try to pull as much money as they can from you. It's
Oh shit!
bullshit.
Stop! Damn it!
Especially because they don't even bother putting any effort into them anymore. They're the same game, just reskinned.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll update the uniforms and their facial hair, but otherwise it's the same damn
Yeah.
Madden. But yeah.
I mean, it's not like back in the day when it was great to get a roster update.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to do it yourself. That side of stuff was cool. I mean, that back in the day when I was playing NBA Live, 98, 99, 2000, I knew every single player on every single NBA team because I was literally altering rosters all the time so that they were as accurate as I could make them in the game. I was obsessive about it when I was playing those games because I wanted them to be as they were supposed to be.
Mortal Kombat, the reboot, man, people hated that because they fucked it up so bad.
Story was ass.
Yeah. And changing characters, making Cyrax and Sector women, and they weren't even androids. They were freaking armored. So it's like they're all like, well, we want to make them girls. Well, if they're androids, how would you know? Oh, that's right. Okay, let's just give them power suits. It's freaking retarded, man.
And they de-sexified Kitana.
Yeah.
And they ruined. I mean, I know it's picking up from the last round where Liu Kang became the god of everything and rebuilt the timeline and the universe. But it's still F it. Mortal Kombat's done. Best multiplayer game. I guess this is best co-op. It should be said best co-op.
Yeah.
Well, Blops is going to win this one.
Yeah.
Because everybody's fingering themselves over it right now. So they're all happy doing that shit. Best adaptation? What? Of the show? Why is a show on here? This is video games, not shows.
Yeah.
And most of these were, well, all right, 2 out of the 5 were hated. The Like a Dragon one or the Tomb Raider one were despised for the most part. People liked the Knuckle one. Some did, some didn't. Fallout, we've done that dance. We're not going to. And people are like 50-50 on the second season of Arcane right now. So most anticipated game. Okay. Nobody's anticipating Ghost of Yotei right now. There's a lot of trepidation there. Grand Theft Auto 6, they pushed it back a year.
Which pisses me off because till they get that out and actually start making their fortune off the online, they're not going to get to Red Dead Redemption 3.
And at the same time, Grand Theft Auto 6 it's been like the most anticipated game for what? Nearly a decade? So come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I didn't know they were making a Metroid Prime 4. And Monster Hunter Wilds, if they clean it up a little bit, it's probably going to be a good game.
Yeah, that's actually one. Like I said, I might try to get where I can play with you guys because if I can play,
I'm still 50-50 on it. I mean, I'm still 50-50 on it. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not.
Yeah, me and Sam will go in there and kill monsters and drink from hoses.
Samuel can't do it. He only has a PS4, doesn't have a PS5. So
he's gonna get a PS5. God damn it! Get a second job.
Content creator of the year. I don't even know who the fuck these people are. Best esports game. You can go fuck yourself with your esports games. I'm sorry. Best esports athlete. Yeah. Sure. Why don't you have best e-thought on there, huh? Best esports team. I don't know about any of this shit. And that's it. So what's the point of any of this?
They're gonna stretch it out to a 2-hour show of just,
Ugh.
like I said, it's gonna be cringe, and no one's gonna give a shit, and they're gonna pat themselves on the back like they're still
Yeah.
relevant. The game industry is dying, and it's your guys' fault. All the people who are gonna get their little back pats, it's their fault that this is happening. So yeah,
It's dying.
fuck them.
I like to say it's dying in certain pockets. In certain places, it's still running, and they're trying to make recovery. But Western gaming is dying. The Western companies, which have the cancer the most,
Yeah.
they have the most DEI. They're the ones that are really dying. Some Japanese are making stupid mistakes. Some are trying to fix it, and the indie sphere is trying to become the new AAA sphere. So,
Well,
I wish them well.
Hopefully, and I really deeply pray this, they learn from the mistakes of these freaking Blizzard and Ubisoft and all them. They don't fucking sit there and go, you know what? We're gonna start dictating what you guys are gonna like instead of giving you what you want. I pray, because that's exactly kind of the big fear is you have all these indie game things that are making amazing games, but as the AAA ones die, they're going to make more and more money because they're going to be the only thing out there, and I just hope they don't steer into that bad water.
Right, and essentially, I wouldn't say like Starship Troopers Extermination. I wouldn't say this is AAA. This is essentially sort of indie because it was in beta for like a year. And now that it's out, it's a lot of fun. I mean, we had 10 people on Saturday playing Saturday Night Devil. There were 10 of us running in the game at the same time. And it's a 16. You can max out at 16 per mission. So we were the unit.
Yeah.
And it was a retarded at times. We have to admit that. We were all acting like retards. Jeremy's running around going, hey, guys. Hey, look at me. I'm here. Look at me. And Jeremy and I actually did kill each other in a couple moments. We did shoot each other to death.
Some of the indie games have the absolute best watchability on like streaming. So much more than the AAA games. Like, I haven't watched too much of people playing AAA games, but I've watched the effing shitload of indie games. Like, one of the ones I probably watched the most of is the Friday the 13th game. When that first came out, the gamers I was watching, which was H2O Delirious, Cartoons, Omrecker at the time, they were playing it, and they got the best, funniest moments out of just playing that little indie game that is essentially the most simplest thing. It's not even as complicated as like freaking Dead by Daylight. It was, but it was fun to watch. So yeah, I think that, and since streaming games, since watching people play games has become such a massive like thing, I think that's also helping the indie industry a lot.
And it depends. Too. It depends on the type of game. Some games work, some games don't. I mean, lately I've been streaming a lot of older things because I feel like a gaming stream. It could be anything. It's whatever I feel like. I mean, I did Chrono Trigger last week because I felt like it. I thought I've been listening to the soundtrack and I felt, hey, I want to play Chrono Trigger. So I did. Now there was some retardation that went on in that. The game, everything crashed at one point and I hadn't saved, so I had to go redo a bunch of shit. But it was still fun. It's loads of fun. I've been replaying old stuff like Mass Effect. We've been playing KOTOR. There's some newer games I want to play, but I can't buy them right now. So hoping for a good Black Friday in a couple of weeks. Actually, no. Actually, that's shit. That's next week. Black Friday's next week.
Is it?
Hoping to get
I thought it was 2 weeks away.
No, Thanksgiving's next week. Pretty sure.
No.
Oh no, yeah, Thanksgiving is next week.
Is it?
Yeah, Thanksgiving is next week.
Yes, Alex, I am a huge fan of H2O Delirious. I've been watching him for years, man. That guy is hilarious. Like I said, I used to watch back when it was the whole crew playing. Like I said, Omrecker, fuck that all up, dickhead. But but yeah, I love watching those old clips.
Yeah, next week is my 24-hour stream though. doing a 24-hour stream next week.
Oh man, are you gonna have people on, or are you just by yourself?
Oh yeah. No, my Discord will be open. I'll be putting the links out in all the rooms on. It'll be next Wednesday from noon to noon. So
Is
we'll
it
go
all
from-
gaming?
No, it'll be gaming. We'll pause. We'll check out articles. We'll have discussions, and it'll be 2 11-hour streams essentially, or nearly 12-hour streams. You know, I'll set up the first one to stop at like 5 minutes before the 12, and then I'll have the second one and feed into the second one, because I'm not going to do what Jeremy did. I'm not going to do 3 4-hour streams. I'm going to do just 2 11 hours.
What
straight to straight.
What day is it?
Next Wednesday into Thursday. So I'm doing it the day before Thanksgiving into Thanksgiving, because it works out for me, because I can be up late Wednesday night and not disturb anybody. So
I'll probably stop by. My schedule's changed. I went to my boss. I was supposed to change this week, and then I went in. He didn't change it. I was so pissed. I was all, damn it. So I went to him the day he got back, because he was on his a weekend, and he got back and went, you didn't change my schedule. So we did it right then. So yep, I am now mornings, so I can start getting back to the show. So
nice.
yeah, I'll be free Wednesday. I can
yeah. So yeah, it'll start at 12 p.m. Wednesday, next Wednesday, the 27th, and it will run into Thanksgiving, because I figured it would kind of be the thing where I know it's a holiday, but some people don't get to go anywhere. Some people can't make the family. So I thought, hey, you know what? I'll make it hanging out. It works out my schedule. And we're going to play games. I got a whole list of things we're going to do. And then we'll take breaks. We'll look at the news. We'll talk articles. We'll have discussions. And then go back into games, stuff like that. Now, there'll be a limit on certain games because I'll be on this partition. I won't be able to access certain games on Steam. So some things won't be playable. But it should be good. And I'm pretty confident I'm going to do the whole thing. I don't think I'm going to fail. As long as I get that pregame dump in, I should be fine.
But if you're busy with the gaming, who's gonna make your baked ziti, man?
I make those on Fridays.
I thought you said you don't eat Thanksgiving. You just make yourself a pan and then bake ziti because you hate all the other stuff.
Well, I will have already made it that week. I'll be eating because my mom will likely be working during the week because she's in senior care and they either are there or not. We'll be celebrating sort of on the weekend. So either way, I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving because my mom is my only family. So, and I don't care about Thanksgiving. So, I mean, that's just the way it is. Hey, Static. Yeah, so I will, it doesn't, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have pre-prepared everything I'm going to eat like a couple of days before, so that when I'm eating, I'll just have to get up, grab it. I won't have to actually do anything for that period of time. As I said, the biggest hiccup is hopefully, pregame dump. Don't want to have to stop to take a crap in the middle of the stream. That's not good.
None of us can celebrate Thanksgiving because we're friends with Dermy, so there's nothing to be thankful for.
Yeah.
Sad truth of it.
Yeah. But for the gaming schedule for that will probably be, I'll probably start off at noon with something more solo playable, because I'm not going to make anybody show up immediately because it's open door. You guys can come and go as you please, like we did with Jeremy's stream. Come and go, and like we did with Alf's stream when he did a 12-hour stream a couple weeks ago. So everybody come and go. So I'll probably start off with something solo like Mass Effect 2, or if we're at Mass Effect 3 by then, something like that. Then there'll probably be some Starship Troopers Extermination. With that, there'll be some KOTOR. There'll be some. I think I might, for a stretch, probably in the late night stretch when it's probably going to be me, maybe one other person. I'll probably fire up like Crusader Kings 3 and do a little strategy gaming, stuff like that. Keeps the mind going, makes me keep thinking, and other stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I'm feeling pretty confident about it. There have been times where I've almost been up 24 hours for the past several months, just for whatever reason. And it's like, wow, for a couple more hours and I've done it. So as long as I get, my goal for leading up to it will be get enough sleep the couple days before so that I'm not dealing with a backlog of sleep, and make sure I've got food prepped, this and that. What'll probably happen is between
icy on ice.
Not on ice. I don't like ice. Go to the fridge. Be fine.
Being a dick, like champagne on ice. Yeah.
What I'll probably do is like between the two streams, I'll probably stop, like go wash my hair and wash my face because I'll be greasy as all hell at that point. Hey, I want to feel. If I feel clean, it motivates me. I like to feel clean and refreshed. But it should be good, and I'm looking forward to. We'll probably have a lot of fun, and it'll be, and the link will be in multiple rooms, not just the regular room that I put it in. So a lot of different people who might normally not be a part of this rotation for our streams, they'll have access to come on. It's going to be Discord, so it's just everybody's just going to be symbols on the screen. I don't do the thing where Dermy pays for all of us having individual images on the bottom there.
Yeah,
So,
question. With the Starship Troopers game, how much does it cost, and is it cross-platform?
yes, cross-platform. It's
maybe
right now.
it.
This was $50 when I got it. I pay a little extra because I'm using PlayStation Network. I made the crunch, and it was a good call because it's been a ton of fun. And playing with everybody has been loads of enjoyment. Everybody yelling, and eventually we take it seriously at certain points. Like, hey, you know what? We've been in here for a while. Let's win. Let's stop fucking around and let's win. And it's good. It's good. Yeah. So it is cross-platform, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. It's on everything.
Maybe I'll purchase it on my PlayStation.
Oh yeah, dude. It's loads of fun. We're having a great time. And what thing is though, we have the Ballbusters company, so it's very easy to get in with us. You just have to join the company, and then we friend you so you can be invited to the parties. And right now, if everybody who has it right now played, I think we'd be at 14. Even Cloud started playing the other day. Cloud got in on it. That's how much fun we're having. We got Cloud to play. He's part of the team again. So
how'd he get permission from his mom?
maybe he wore a mask while he was playing it. I don't know.
He didn't. He must not told her what's in it.
Yeah.
She's all like, "You gonna play Animal Crossing, honey?" He's all like, "Yes, mom."
Well, it'd be Pokemon. Let's be honest.
That's true.
It's Pokemon. But yeah. So yeah, if you're part of Ballbusters, so you're automatically. And we got a couple other friends of the chat who join us, and you don't even have to be in the company. If you're just friended, you can join the party. But we are limited to 16 to go. But it's loads of fun. Yeah, so we'd love to have you there, man. It's a lot of fun. Just got to know, you'd be on the PS5, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It works the best on the PS5. There is one temporary glitch right now, which they did an update a couple days ago, a patch. And when you start it up, if you haven't played it for a few days, it's having trouble reconnecting to the server, and no one can recognize. You can't recognize anybody. But you play a couple of matches, and the server recognizes you, and it works. That happened to me on Friday. And it happened to Cloud when he jumped in on Saturday night. But it's an easy fix. And it's a pretty intuitive game. It's not that hard. And it's fun because even though we're doing the same maps right now, so it's like the same 4 planets, the instances sort of change where you build your base and do your objectives. And the bugs don't behave the same. Depending on on the normal to hard levels, the bugs will do different shit. One of my favorite things, and I keep talking about this, is if they've been throwing themselves at your defenses and they have a pile of bodies, and if you don't clear away the bodies, they will use that as a ramp to get over your walls.
Well, I've seen a little bit of the gameplay when it was in beta. I can't remember. I think it was Cartoons was playing it, and I was watching him.
I watched Az and company play it when it was in beta a couple times last year, and I thought, oh, that looks pretty cool, but I'm not buying a game in beta. And it was only beta tested on the PC. There was no beta test for console that I was aware of, and so I wasn't that interested. But then when it came out, it's been for a month now, I think. Yeah, it's been almost out for a month. I thought, you know what? This looks like a game that me and the boys can play. That we can fire it up, might be fun. And I put it out there. I was like, hey guys, I'm going to be playing this, and I thought I'd maybe get 3 or 4 of you. No, we got 10 of us in there, like I said. So this has been a rousing success for us to just hang out and play. And once the PC guys got their shit optimized, they were having fun too. I mean, playing with a shock is a trip in this game because here's the thing. So there were 10 of us. Like I said, there were 9-10 of us, but we still had 6 pugs, 6 randos in there. And they were building doors unnecessarily, and one guy kept opening a door over and over again and not closing it, and Shock got so angry at him he killed him over and over again. And he killed him so many times the game kicked him, because you're not allowed to player kill unless they're possessed by a brain bug. So Shock got kicked, but Shock was like flipping out, like, fuck you and your doors. We're not building doors anymore. It was hysterical. A lot of fun. But yeah, it's great. So it'd be awesome if you play with us. It'd be a great time. You'd have a lot of fun, I think. So there'll be that. So yeah, so next week, 24-hour stream on this channel, Discord. Everybody's welcome. Come in and out, hang out with me. Best way to keep me awake is super chats too. That's the best way to keep me awake. Send super chats. It'll energize me.
Or dick pics. He loves those too.
No. Okay. All right. This is a funny one. This happened on Friday. Me, Alf, and Dom H, and Weasel were playing on Friday, and between 4 Ballbusters, and we were in a match, and one of the people was called Mario Lopez, and I died during a fight, and the dude stood there right next to me and didn't res me, because during combat, during phase, you can medic somebody up so they don't waste a reinforcement thing. So dude didn't res me, and I just started going off, fuck you, Mario Lopez. Fuck you, AC Slater. I'm glad Zach got Kelly Kapowski, you son of a bitch. And then everybody else got in on that. And then at the very end of the mission, where we all got slaughtered, he was the only guy that lived and made it on the escape shuttle. And we're like,
of course,
Lopez, you coward, you left everybody behind, you son of a bitch. I think Shock was there too. I think Shock showed up at the end too, and he was for that. He was in on that match too. Shock was there too, yelling, "Fuck you, Mario Lopez!" I think Shock even turned on his in-game audio and said, "Fuck you, Mario Lopez, you bastard! You left us all to die."
I would have went on the chat and said, "Fucking hope Trump deports your ass."
Hello, Samuel. All right, get it out of your system. Go on.
I mean, Adam had it good, right? He had country clubs, he had beach clubs, he had unlimited supply of high C. Fuck, high C was like, it was out of my reach financially as a kid. So we got tap water if we were inside. If we were outside, like Devil said, we drank tetanus straight from the hose. It made us mad.
I had go ahead.
You, sir, have lost your right to identify with the feral millennials and the late Gen Xers.
Me and Sam,
you're not one of us.
We had to do all these little odd jobs to get money just to afford our high C.
I had chores. I did my chores for money.
Had to go around collecting cans like a hobo and recycling them just so I could afford one high C. And here's Adam freaking getting boxes of it, just brought to him by his butler.
Cans.
He's all like, "Geez, you got the cherry flavored? I told you never the cherry flavored."
Hey, no, cherry flavor is awesome. It was cherry flavor, and there was Ecto Cooler and the orange. It was delicious. Yeah.
Give me the Ecto Cooler. You're fired, dickhead.
You drink it with one pinky raised?
Yeah.
Hello, Samuel. How are you?
Not too bad considering I almost died on the way home, and it's been a very long day. So yeah, I'm here. I'm alive.
Well, you're alive.
We got hit with a wet blizzard that coated everything in water and then froze instantly.
Oh shit!
So yeah,
did you almost slip or something?
A few times into traffic. Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah. Well, now that you're here, you have any thoughts on the video game awards discussion? Do you want to throw anything on there? You want to move on?
Video game awards shouldn't be a thing any more than fucking movie and TV awards should be a thing, or music awards should be a thing. If those industries get award shows and everybody's supposed to care about them, we need a fucking plumbers award show. Otherwise, nobody gets one.
You know what's the award? You sold the most games. That's the award.
We can call it the golden plungies.
The trophy is like a fucking plumber ass.
All right. Real quick before we jump into the couple other meme subjects I have that should generate discussion. Smooth DJ alerted us to this on Saturday, and I did it on Sunday, and I'm going to do it again here. So I learned that every month, if you are monetized, you get an X amount of free channel memberships. Now, I remember getting the email about this, but YouTube didn't exactly explain it well. Smooth did. So I've got 5 left right now, and I'm going to gift them to you guys right here. So here you go. Another 5 gifted memberships to the channel. There you go, guys. And if you do get a membership, some of you already had one from Saturday or Sunday when I gave it out, you now have access to all the games I've played on this channel before I made Renaissance Arcade. So they've all been archived in the member section. We're talking, oh, where'd Samuel go? Shit on that.
Mm-hmm.
You have access to essentially dozens and dozens of hours of playthroughs. We're talking Star Wars: The Old Republic. There he is. We're talking Star Wars: The Old Republic. My Witcher 3 playthrough is available. My original Spider-Man 2018 playthrough that I did. Backpacks. Several Mass Effect playthroughs, including the one I'm doing now, which that's just my own shits and giggles. But all kinds of stuff. Some other Star Wars stuff. So there's a lot of games to play on there. Some of them completed, some aren't, but a lot of stuff for just you to chill out and watch me play games, and usually yell at Legatus in the chat because he wants to count how many times I die. A death is not always a death. Shut up.
You got Alpha Omega, Sam 8000, Hollywood Scholar. So Jade got one. Ariel
doesn't
got
need one. I want that one back.
Yeah, give it back.
It doesn't need one. I'm going to have to tell him he got gifted one. you won't know.
Cornholio kid.
He's over on. He's over playing Party Animals with the Geeks and Gamers crew right now. So he won't know. I'll have to tell him that one. But still, anyway. Yeah. So there you go, guys. So in every month, I'm going to give away 5 on Roundtable and 5 right here. So there you go, guys. Enjoy. Who says I don't do anything for you? Huh? Anyway. All right. So
he likes to give away stuff to the plebs as he's drinking his icy.
Shut up.
You do have one pinky raised, right? When you do that, when you sip your high C, you got to raise up one pinky.
Here's what I got raised right here. Here's what I got raised right here. Okay. Okay. So, Samuel, remember
the Victoria Beckham of gamers over here?
Oh, go fuck yourself. So remember after we did Get Ranked last week, I went and watched Star Trek 6.
Did you?
I watched it the next day. I didn't do that night. I did the next day. It was so good. But wouldn't you know it, that day when I watched it, I found this. I didn't know this existed. Look at that. Ooh. Man.
Interesting. If only it was $30 now.
this would be like $200 now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah, man.
Mean, look at that. I didn't know they made Star Trek toys back then. I didn't know.
That looks like was it Kenner that made those?
I don't know. It doesn't say. I'm gonna assume it looks like Kenner. That looks like Kenner. Although they do have points of articulation, which Kenner didn't do. At least maybe by then they were. But that's just freaking badass. The dinner scene. That's just cool. At least it's cool. Now I'd love that set up someplace, just sitting there for display.
I don't think
Oh, good. Do you know when this was released? Because like TNG was putting out high quality action figures in like the early to mid 90s.
Let's see if anybody on the side here says when it came out. Like that Romulan ale not included.
Why don't they have the what is it? The Chancellor's daughter who had the awesome boobage.
Azitber.
Yeah. Why isn't her little character there with boobage?
Maybe that was the thing back then. Unless you were Star Wars or G.I. Joe, they rarely made extra female action figures for the sets. You had to like hope that they did that because Uhura's not there.
That's true too. Yeah.
And Scotty's not fat. Scotty should be fat.
Well, I think they probably use the same mold for most of the torsos.
You're right.
But
you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But then this is just cool, and I just thought it was pretty interesting that I watched the movie and then I'm scrolling, And now there's no way they knew I was watching because I was watching my physical copy. So nobody, Twitter didn't know I was watching Star Trek 6. Okay, no, the internet wasn't watching me watch it. But I just thought that was cool, and I thought this would have been badass. And this goes back to what we were talking about earlier, because when was 6 released? What year was it released? 89.
Yeah, would have been 88 or 89. Yeah, because TNG was on the air already, but they obviously were years away from Generations.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this goes back to what we're talking about at the beginning of the stream. They made shit that was awesome back then and that was iconic. And you don't make they don't even make toys like this anymore. I mean, the closest you get something like this is a Lego set. And I'm not dissing Lego, but to me,
it was
this
91.
It was 91. Oh, sorry. Okay. Wow. Yeah, you know why? Because it would have been season 4, 3, 4, because Roddenberry was still alive when it was made.
Mm-hmm.
It was still alive. But no, not dissing Legos, but I would rather have this as a setup and a scene than a Lego version of this.
Oh yeah,
because I know Legos are things. Legos they just don't do it for me, and I don't find the fascination with Lego building the Lego stuff. I don't find.
I was a Lego kid. I grew up on the Legos.
Well, I grew up on it too, but I grew away from it. Is the thing, you know? I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay. Well, can you explain
so
it to me?
Look. Well, I can't explain it to you for everybody, but for me, when I had kids, first of all, I took all the Legos that I had when I was a kid and I passed them on to the next generation. And, you know, I continued to build models and whatnot with my kids. But prior to even having children, so I used to have this pretty severe problem with a particular drug for about 5 years. And when I got clean, like old original trilogy Star Wars sets are what I did to occupy my time and my mind instead of going out looking to score. So,
okay,
yeah.
Now,
caffeine's a hell of a drug.
When I was doing Legos, I was doing Legos before they started the sets. You know, so I had giant jars of just random Legos, and when I built something, I had to just delve into my imagination to build shit. Now, towards the end of my Lego fascination, that's when they released the first generation of like the medieval castle set and the pirates. And I really got into the pirates ones. I had the pirate ship. Pirate ship was the coolest thing ever back then.
To this day, Lexi's Barracuda is one of the greatest Lego sets ever devised.
And now, right as I got out of it, they started. Well, not as I got out of it. They were doing their own Lego sets. You know, it was just Lego this, Lego that. Now, it would be another easy 10, 15 years before they started franchising it and drawing on IPs like Star Wars, like anything else, Marvel, DC. Harry Potter, exactly. Harry Potter, notorious for spoiling shit. I mean, Lego is still notorious on their sets for movies and franchises for spoiling shit because they release it before the movie, and they'll spoil a villain or reveal or a plot twist.
And you said you had jars full of Legos. You didn't have jars full of Legos. You had jars full of booby traps. So stepping on a Lego is probably the worst pain imaginable. I hate that.
Actually, no. The time I ran into a pole and split my head open, that kind of hurt more than stepping on a Lego. Yeah.
I've never done that, so I can't compare. But I just remember stepping on Legos fucking hurt so bad.
Blood everywhere
in the morning.
I just say that because I split my head open too. But but I was severely concussed, so I don't remember shit.
Oh no, I was playing with my stepdad, and in the living room there was this giant metal pole in the middle of the living room. It must have been foundation purpose. I don't know why. And we were just playing around, and he zigged and I zagged, and his house coat fanned out, and I didn't see the pole, and I was charging, and then suddenly there it was, boom, right here. Split my eyebrow open, 11 stitches in my head. It wasn't a big wound, but head wounds bleed like crazy. So it looked like it was nasty, but it hurt like hell. That hurt like hell. And then again, I also took a lot of hockey pucks and basketballs to the head for a long time. So I had a lot of injuries.
Adam's stepdad tried to take him out. Confirmed.
Anyway,
drunk the last the high C.
God damn it. Right here it says that I just noticed the top here. Sears Wish Book 1991. This was out of a Sears catalog. Hail Weasel. Nice. This is out of a Sears catalog. I got to be honest, never once in my childhood did I ever open up a Sears catalog for toys.
I would always look at them, man. Like Christmas, that shit would come and you'd be like going through, just going, "Oh, that looks so great. That looks awesome. I want that." You can't afford
went based on commercials. That's how I picked my shit. And I said, I would see the commercial and I would tell my mom. And back then I still thought it was Santa. I mean, I was at that point where it was getting hard to keep me convinced that Santa was real. And they weren't trying very hard. And I remember it must have been 88 or 89. Whatever year they released Scorponok for in the Transformers line as the big giant Decepticon bot for that year. And I remember wandering into my parents' room, and they had a big walk-in closet, and I just wandered in there, and there was this bag, giant Toys R Us bag, filled with everything I had asked for, including Scorponok. And I just thought, how did Santa get this in here? It's not Christmas yet. And I asked, and my mom did her best spinning the tail at that point. She gave it the ghost pretty soon after because she knew I wasn't really buying it. But back then it was a combination of seeing what was on TV for commercials, and then going to the epic Toys R Us run, where, man, back then the aisles of G.I. Joe and Transformers and Star Wars. That was how you pick stuff. Of course, that was always the glorious thing. And but that's how I did it back in the day. I would go there, I'd see it was shit on it again. Oh, damn. I would go there, see what was there, and my mom would pay attention to what I was really interested in. And then I would also pay attention to commercials, say, wow, that was a cool thing commercial. I never opened a Sears catalog in my life. Never.
No.
Or my mom was a really good guesser, too. It's like, if it's Star Wars, she knew it was going to be a winner if it was Star Wars.
Well, my mom didn't buy the stuff from the catalog. It was just a way for her to get what we wanted. So she'd have us go in and we would circle whatever we wanted. And then I'd end up getting a rock instead. So,
God damn it, devil. Stop. It's so depressing.
That's all I can be. I'm sorry.
With belts, tetanus tap water, eating bugs.
It's made me the man I am today. No, it's like, so yeah, it was just always fun to do. Now I'm older and I'm fat. So the catalog I look forward to like getting and circling shit is the Swiss Colony one. I'm all like, ooh, I want the beef sticks with the mustards.
Devil. Well, you're not fat. I can't say devil fat because you're not fat. You're losing weight. We'll say dermy fat and leave it at that. No. Okay, though. Those did not exist in my house. There were no vibrators in my house. I did not find the pink lightsaber and accidentally play with it. No.
Fuck you, Darth Vader.
All Samuel wants for Christmas is not shitternet. That's all Samuel wants for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, after the blowjob.
Yeah. But yeah, this was the 1991 to, I would say, about 1996 was the tail end of the golden age of toys. And ever since then, garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage. They don't make it like this anymore. And this was cool. I'd wish I'd known about this. I would have. Then again, I actually know what wouldn't have mattered because all my shit got thrown out and lost in the following years anyway. So this would have been lost anyway. But but this was $30 for just the playset, no figures included. Don't you love how they did that back then? Sorry, no figures included. Go buy more. Go buy
Yeah.
more. And back then, these guys were like $10 a figure back then. Each of the like Kirk, Kang,
Yeah.
$10 a figure.
This would have been set up with whatever I happen to have at hand. Like you'd have Mondo Gecko sitting in for General Chang there.
Dude, I mean, talk about filling in. When I had my Voltron when I was a kid, and I had the crap one. I had the one where you actually put the action figures in the lions. So it was the cheap plastic. It wasn't the die-cast metal one, which could take a beating. But even so, I did have a Voltron. And whenever we'd go Voltron, form feet and legs, arm and body, torso, and all form the head. Whenever we did that, there were no Robeasts. They didn't even make them, not real Robeasts. So my Rancor with one arm, because I went through like 3 Rancors in my lifetime, and they always lost an arm. My Rancor with one arm was a Robeast. Anything that was of size was a Robeast. You had to fit in. And like you said, you would take other things. Transformers, they were Robeasts. Transformers of size, they were Robeasts too. Scorponok, he was a Robeast. Galvatron was big enough to be a Robeast because he was big enough. But you back then, you kind of fit things in, like Samuel just said. Sometimes something took the place of it, or you made a new game all its own. You know, I would make shit up. I would make a lot of shit up.
Dude,
I would.
I had a.
Quit.
We lost.
Was the internet again?
Oh, no. I was trying to be polite. No, I had a box full of parts of things that I had played with to destruction and that I would use for various random whatever shit, you know, in addition to my intact toys or more or less intact toys. I was hard on my toys.
So was I.
You know, and so I would just do, you know, all kinds of like weird, fun little shit. Like I had one of those. You remember when they used to make toys out of like rated R movies that kids shouldn't see in the first place?
Yes.
So like I had a couple of those Xenomorph action figures. If you press that button on their back, their whole torso exploded.
Yeah.
Love those Porky's action figures. They were great.
Yeah. RoboCop stuff, Predator stuff. You know, like none of which I should have been aware of, but I was. You know, and so I would have like these little. I figured out a way to use like 4 or 5 different little random Lego pieces to make little airplanes that if you twist the wings, they would explode like they got shot down, kind of thing. So I had those going up against like whatever else, and I don't remember what the hell I used it. Oh yeah, so I had a Baxter Stockman action figure. If you remember that one,
fly version, right?
Yeah,
yes,
the purple fly.
Yeah, and he came with a Mauser. He came with a Mauser too.
Yeah,
right. So the wings and the second set of arms actually were a separate piece that you had to slot in. Well, I lost the rest of Baxter, so that just became a character on its own. It was a couple of arms and fly wings.
And I used to just kind of mix and match. Like I had everything. I had what we called the robot tower. It was like this. Here's how my toys were organized like this. There was the robot tower, which like this 3 shelved things on wheels, and each one of those was filled with a mix of He-Man and other shit, random shit. Then there were the buckets. These plain brown plastic slotted buckets. One was filled with Star Wars action figures. One was filled with G.I. Joe. And the Transformers were just everywhere because they were large. And then in the closets, that all the stuff, and then there were all the vehicles shoved in here. And like Samuel too, I played hard with my toys. They were all broken, bent, missing pieces. And then there was the bucket, the weapons bucket, an entire bucket filled with weapons from all the collections. And every once in a while, I wouldn't necessarily play, but I would sit down just on a whim, you know, TV on, just chilling out as a kid. I would take out, for instance, the G.I. Joe bucket, and I would dump the figures, and I would dump the weapons bucket, and I would see who still had their proper weapons. who still had their weapons, what maybe had been found and scrounged together. Maybe my mom had done a good cleanup after I was done and actually got everything into place, or maybe I cleaned up and found some stuff, and I would just sit there and try to pair everything, and it would just be a little activity. Do I still have the weapons for all the right characters? And that was fun.
Dude, everything became a weapon. Do you remember those fucking the little toothpicks for at like cocktail parties that were little swords?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll do you one better. Samuel, appreciate this. Remember the first Lego medieval set? They had the jousting sticks. Remember the jousting spears? Those were my lightsabers for Star Wars. Because I
think those were everybody's lightsabers before they actually came out with like little lightsabers
instead of the slider inside the arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were my lightsabers. Those were the lightsabers I used because they were essentially swords when you put them in the hand of a Star Wars action figure. Anything was a weapon if you could find it, make it work. What I used to also this is serious, maybe a faux pas. I had my Batman '89 action figure. Because I got some of those toys when they came out. I had the Batmobile, I had the Batwing, and I had Batman. That was it. And the Batman action figure, he had two things that really came with him. His utility belt was like a little pull-out grappling hook that you could latch on. He would slide up to, and his cape came off. The cape was detachable, and the cape to me was one of the coolest things in the world. And I used to have it in my games, be like the cape was some sort of magical artifact, and I would put it on different characters. And I because Batman didn't fit in with what I was doing, but his cape did. So the cape was like some sort of powerful artifact, and I would swap it around, and people could fly and shit and do crazy shit. And that was the best part of being a kid in the 80s and the 90s is you had all these great toys and stuff from the 80s and the early 90s. And when they fell apart, you could still make great games. I mean, I was the kid that had the big G.I. Joe vehicles. I had the Terradrome. And the Terradrome looked like a monster from a certain angle with where you put the fighter in the center of it. It looked like a jaw. So I used to have the Terradrome on its side as a monster. Like with a maw that would open and close because I just made shit up because it looked cool.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I think I used to do like funky shit with I had a Locutus action figure, and I'd have
nice.
Superman or Green Lantern, put him through like James Bond style death traps and stuff.
Did you guys have action figures that you actually took parts off them because you hated how they freaking
I
were just stuck on there?
I would cause battle damage to my action figures. Like I would take them and I would push their faces on a light bulb and melt them so they had battle damage.
I have this one Lego figure, this very, very, very old Lego figure, and it's a white torso, black legs, standard yellow hands, but the head is the important bit because I used to have this electric train set, right? And so I would be Snidely Whiplash, and I would wrap rubber bands around my Lego figures, and they would be the girl in distress on the thing. Well, the funny thing about those electric train sets is if you leave something that's like molded plastic on one of the rails, it'll catch fire. So,
oh no!
So this particular Lego figure, there is no face on it anymore. It's mostly bubbled and blackened plastic.
Yeah, there comes a point where you lose a certain respect for some of them, and you just do shit to them to facilitate the games. Like I said, I would melt faces. This
wasn't kind of like that. This was an accident. I didn't mean to fucking destroy the thing. I was just, I wanted to run it over with the train, not set it on fire.
I could just see his mom walks in. She's all, Samuel, walks in the room, and he's just standing there with this like fire in front of him. Just like,
all right,
I didn't do
Bug,
it.
You're different, Bug. You're making shit. We're talking like we're like little kids, and
you're also like half my age, dude.
But so all kinds of stuff, and of course the Transformers would break all the time because they didn't survive hard play. You'd lose their guns too. The
old GI Joes where you could pull the because the way the
rubber band
worked is rubber band in there.
Yeah, my dial tone
just a little bit. And stick a black cat in there and toss them up into the air and see what happens.
No, I didn't do that. No,
it was war, man. War is hell.
My dial tone got bifurcated, and I could never put him back together again. He suffered. Oh, and my Storm Shadow when he joined GI Joe, and it wasn't actually mine. I actually stole him from a kid who stole something from me. So it was like a revenge steal. He took something from me and I caught him when I went to his house. I'm like, wait, that's mine. So I took his Storm Shadow that I really liked and I hid it, and he accused me of it. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And when he came by looking for it, I hid it inside a VHS box in my parents' room so that he wouldn't find it. But that Storm Shadow was actually one of his legs would come off because it wasn't in anymore. And I used to have him be like, it was like an ninjutsu attack. Storm Shadow's super extendable kick where it would just fly off and come back. And that's how I did it.
Yeah, like I said, my action figures, there was ones where I'd like cut stuff off of them or change them out. Like there's this character, I don't think he was in too many comics, called what was it, Bloodhawk, and he's like this dragon-like creature. He had these ridiculously stupid wings, so I cut those the fuck off the action figure. I had this one that was a character that I think it was from Spider-Man. He's like the plague or something anyway, and his hands were like just like this, and it was so stupid. And so I was all, fuck this guy needs to have something. So I cut his hands off and used wire connectors and melted them onto the stubs and like added shit to the end and made like him have weapon hands. So yeah, I was just
I never had access to that kind of stuff. If something broke, I would just, or I didn't like it, I would just like
have the butler go get a new one.
Mm-hmm. No butler. I never had a butler. Anyway,
sounds disappointed. Never had.
Toys used to be awesome, and I feel sorry for the kids these days that don't have them. I really do. All right, I got one more thing here, and I also wanted to save this one for Samuel. Just because we're coming up on a discussion for that I'm going to talk about, not this week, maybe next week, because I've been running by the title for the show, and you guys are the only ones I haven't really told you yet. So I want your opinion before I announce it. But I came across this, and I think we can all appreciate this. Which loadout are you choosing? I personally am going to go with C. C, you got C, because when your P90 is out of ammo, that ZAT, it's not gonna run out.
Look, I like a good ZAT gun. I do. The P90 is a fantastic, if somewhat inaccurate, weapon in real life up to a certain distance. And the Taurus there in A is actually a really solid weapon, but
ammo.
But the ZAT is just cooler.
Well, here's the thing. It depends on what you're going to do. Like if you have to take something out, I would go with the C4. So I guess your loadout is dependent on what mission you're on and what you're doing.
My thought process was ammo first. Like eventually I'm going to run out of ammo, and at least with the ZAT, yeah, if I'm running into a Gould who has an energy shield, it's not going to be effective, but against everything else, it's still going to be pretty useful. It's not
against
ammo. Yeah,
against like home invaders, you can not only take them out, but take them out, and if you go by the original rules, you can hide the evidence.
Yeah. Well, true. The original rule, they never changed it. I just always interpreted the fact that if enough time goes by and you get hit again, that the third shot won't disintegrate.
Otherwise Daniel Jackson would have been disintegrated in like season 2.
Yeah, like I think there's a time limit between getting shot twice to kill and then of course to kill, but then get disintegrated. So that's how I always figured. They never actually said it, but I went with the implication of it.
Well, I think there was a period where and I want to say it was the NID who did it, but they fired at like an object that they needed to hide or get rid of 3 times, and it removed the object with a ZAT gun. So like it's not just bodies that you.
But I think it has to be like a certain size, because we've seen ZAT blasts hit a lot of walls and stuff like that, and the walls don't disappear. So I think the mass has something to do with it. At least I'm going to assume.
Well, think about all the gold that the Goulds have around. Gold is one of the best conductors of electricity there is. The only reason we don't use gold wiring, we use copper instead, is because copper is less likely to spontaneously catch fire. But it doesn't conduct electricity as well as gold does.
Yeah.
So it's like being in a ship the entire thing is a lightning rod.
Yeah, most precious metals are really good conductors. Silver is.
Oh man, Ronan's blaster from Atlantis that he took from the what were those people called again? Who? God, what was their gear called? Shit,
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Crap, that's where he got it. Yeah. Ronan's blaster was fantastic. That thing was great.
Oh hell yeah,
that thing was awesome. Stargate had so much. One of the things all about Stargate is it was a great mix of contemporary military gear, but then alien tech. And it's one of my favorite moments. For
the most part, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love that episode. I believe it's season 5, where you had the Emotep masquerading as a Jaffa leader, and they're wanting the weapons, and they're going, well, we were expecting staff weapons, and then Jack has Sam do the demonstration with the P90.
Cut the log in half.
He says, "This." He holds up the staff. "This is a weapon of terror," and he then holds up to look to P90. "This is a weapon of war. We're here to help you win a war, not terrorize people." I just thought that was cool. That was always cool. I love that moment. All right, so I was. Go ahead.
So I actually have.
You're roboting.
You're roboting bad.
An airsoft pistol. It's the same model as a Taurus and A. Okay, how about
now? You're okay now. Okay, so start over.
Nope, still nothing.
No, we hear you.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, we're used to it.
So I actually have an airsoft pistol that's in the style of the Taurus in the A category, and they do make airsoft P90s that hold up to 400 fucking rounds.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, but they're expensive as shit, and the really nice ones are made of metal and not plastic.
I love Stargate. I love it. I might as well announce it now. I will say this now. So, starting, let me get the calendar up so I can get the right day here. I've decided when I'm doing it, and I haven't have a name for it, but I've run the name by a few people. You guys, I want to run the name by you guys before I do it, announce it officially. So, starting December, I'm going to be doing a new once a month show where, for the most part, we will choose it, but there'll be opportunities for the chat to choose it as well, where we'll choose one franchise, IP, however you want to name it, and we'll just spend the entire show talking about it in a similar way Jeremy and I talk about something for Anime Odyssey. But in this case, it might have limitations, might not. Depends on who's involved and how far they've gotten. So Anime Odyssey in December will be a week early because of Christmas. So on December 12th, this show will premiere once a month, usually the week before Anime Odyssey, whenever it begins, and put a panel together, and we're going to nerd out. Kind of an expanded thing of what we do here, except single target focus fire on one thing. Here we kind of bounce around, but that'll be just it. And our first topic of discussion will be Stargate SG-1, maybe Atlantis. It all depends if Jed has reached Atlantis yet. He is now working on season 7. So,
well, then he should be starting Atlantis very soon if he hasn't already.
Yeah, he should be. And I keep telling him I'll let him know how to line it up right, or my method of lining them up and doing it. Well, listen, Andy Pickle, when the time comes and I give the chat an opportunity, if you throw it out there and it wins, then we'll talk about the tick. Now, for me,
I've seen all of the shows.
Yeah, for me, it would just be the animated stuff because I didn't watch the live action ones. I wasn't interested in live action, but I adored the animated tick stuff. I call you Speak because that's what you do.
I'm telling you, man. So there were 2 different live action animated shows for the tick, or live action shows for the tick. The first one had Patrick Warburton as the tick, and he was great.
He's usually great in everything. So
yeah, it also had Nestor Carbonell playing what was supposed to be the Fledermaus Man, but they changed to Batman. Well, which is kind of funny. There's a bit where Manuel and Arthur are being attacked by a ninja that was sent to kill them. He does a flying kick. They're in an apartment. They duck. He goes right out the window. They're like 9 stories up. They look out, and Batman says, "Another urban myth dispelled. Ninjas don't bounce." It's fucking fun, man.
I guess you have to watch it.
Yeah, so like I don't get. Okay.
I guess you do have to be there. There's some pretty good stuff in that, and then the one that Amazon did a couple of years ago.
People raved about that one.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was kind of a hard R, but yeah, it wasn't bad.
So, like I said, I was all about the animated one. I thought that was one of the greatest, most hilarious things in the world. Laughed my ass off all the time. Some of my favorite ones: Ants in Pants, Ants in Pants, Ants in Pants. I remember when he chose Spoon as his battle cry. Little wooden boy. I mean, there's so much good stuff. It's so fun. This is the Earth where you keep all your stuff. I mean, it's so much fun. So yeah, we could talk Tick. We could talk. I could talk so many stuff. Could be Tick. Could be part of Star Trek. Could be GI Joe. Could be anything. And that's what the show is going to be for. Now, once again, I'm not going to announce the name because I want to run it by you guys first because I've had positive responses so far. So you guys are like the last ones I need the not so much the approval for, but yeah, sounds okay. And maybe it needs a little extra thing on it. But yeah, so December 12th will be the premiere of that show, and then every month we'll be doing it. Just sit down, have a good time.
Oh, God damn it!
I'm not gonna let that go.
No, we're not. In fact, I'm going to pass that along to Skirmitar, and he's going to roll with it.
Well, I give you guys so few things to troll me on. I guess you have to go with what you get. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I already said yes. Speak.
The name of the show is going to be Under the Boards.
No, it's not. No, because I'm not hiding from Nazis. Okay. So
it's so much worse than where my head went, man. I was just thinking
I was going for the beach club, and you go to
like servant's entrance kind of thing. You go straight to Anne Frank, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Derby's trying to kill me all the time. What do you expect? All right. Anyway, so there you go. That's that. And now I'm out of topics. I told you it was a light night. I got nothing left. Unless you guys got something you want to throw out there. Chat, we can give you a chance.
I finished watching Elementary last week.
Oh, what'd you think of the ending?
I'm kind of I liked part of it quite a bit, and other parts I was just like, there are two time jumps in the final episode. Not one, fucking two.
Yeah.
Right. I thought that was kind of stupid. I also think that the resolution with Odin Reichenbach. Not the fuck. I don't know how to say this without spoiling it for somebody who might want to watch it.
Dude, it's been out for a long time. It's okay. Go.
All right. Moriarty should have fucking had come back and killed it personally because he broke her rule. He broke her rule and went after them.
Not bringing back Moriarty in the flesh was a mistake, and then alluding to the fact that she's still out there, it was okay, but they should have brought her back for just a moment, even. What did you think of blonde Lucy Liu in that final season?
I actually didn't care much for it. I don't think she looks good as a blonde.
That was a mistake. I mean, listen, I'd still roll her in the hay many times over, but it's the blonde was like, why did you do this? Why did you go blonde?
Yeah, but that was my biggest beef with it, was the Reichenbach at the ending, essentially. Like he goes to prison. Oh my gosh, he's not threatened anymore. But Moriarty made it very fucking clear very early on. These two are off fucking limits. People who try to kill them are going to be dealt with. And that doesn't happen with him. And it should have, because he was so high profile, so powerful, and actually a rival to her.
Yeah, I agree. But overall, I still think the show is solid. I don't have any. I don't. I have very few negative memories of it. Whenever I think about it, unlike other.
There's some shit that happens with Tommy Gregson's character in season 6 that I am not fucking happy about.
Yeah, the season 6 struggled over it limped over the finish line.
Yeah,
I can admit that
and
it limped over the finish line.
Then during one of the time skips, his fucking wife dies of MS. It was like she was a great fucking character. We should have shown more of her.
Yeah.
But it's there were I have a few nitpicks with it, but overall it was an enjoyable show and I would recommend.
Yeah, I mean I give it like a B+, you know. Like a B+, because it's worth the watch through at least once. I think everybody's performances are outstanding.
Just the chemistry between Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu alone is worth watching this fucking show for.
Because when you started, you didn't. I was very suspect of Lucy Liu being Watson when it started. This is before wokeness was.
Oh yeah, same here. I was like, oh, they race and gender spot Watson. Good,
but
they fun.
Gave her an outstanding story, and also Lucy Liu was smoking fucking hot, so that helped a lot.
They developed her character really well.
Yeah.
Is it just me? Because I've never fucking thought Lucy Liu was hot. Never had anything.
All right, can we take man points away from him now, please?
No, because China agrees with him.
Dude, she always did it for me, man. She always did it for me. And she still looks good. She's like over 50. She still looks good. Asian don't crack.
Until it does, and then it really does. There is so the wall for Asian women is much further out than fucking 30, but when they hit it hard.
Yeah, it's very high. Over, it's very attractive Asian girl, and then all of a sudden midget with a hunch and
looking like a fucking mummy. Yeah.
You know, it's probably racist as hell what I just did, but who gives a shit?
But yeah, so yeah, like Samuel, I will always recommend Elementary. I've seen it all the way through, I think twice. The original run, and then I showed it to somebody, and I watched most of it all the way through to the end. It's I stuck around for the performances really in the end, because Johnny Lee Miller is fantastic as Sherlock. It's so much fun. So I do recommend it as well, like B+. Chat, you guys have a chance. You can throw out a topic we can wind down with. Other than that, I will draw to a close because I do need to get some. Oh, wait. Okay, we can't talk about this. I will, of course, ask everybody to go watch my Dune Prophecy Episode 1 review. But since Samuel is here, dude, that show's a fucking disaster.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
You don't have to. You can watch me watch it. It's a disaster on wheels, though, dude. All I'll say is this. In the first 3 minutes, they totally butchered the lore that this is based on. For no reason. For no reason. Butchered. And then they added shit that didn't happen in the books. Because they're going into fanfic land. The whole first 10 minutes are basically an event that happened in the second book, Mentats of Dune, which I have an audiobook and I listened to because I didn't have a chance to go get a physical copy. Yeah, I got to say, Amazon, thank you for the free Audible book. Thanks. I appreciate it. I finally used it after like 6 years of you telling me to use it. Thank you. But they butchered a scene and they butchered a thing that they didn't have to and added stuff like a plot by the Bene Gesserit to put an empress on the throne that's a sister. Never happened. And then they just start making up characters. You know, they start making up characters. I mean, think about this. You're House Carino. You are barely holding your empire together at this point after the assassination of Salvador Carino and Roderick's rule, which was kind of shaky, and now it's Javico's rule, which he was the legitimate son. He's a character, but there's no actual documentation what happened. So you're a rule. There's like no security for any of these nobles, the royal family in this. There's no security anywhere. People they're walking around by themselves in the halls. This is Dune, where assassinations are regular occurrences and everybody's afraid. No security anywhere. And at the very end, Travis Fimmel's character comes out as a survivor of his last tour on Arrakis, and something happened to him between a worm and some spice maybe, and he kills a little kid who's been betrothed to what I call slut princess Carino, and he just goes like this and basically burns the kid to death.
Well, that's stupid.
Here's the thing. Were there powers like that in Dune? Yes, but the sorceresses of Rosek were the only ones who could do that, and they've all died off at this point. And their DNA line, while it's been integrated into the Bene Gesserit breeding program, is diluted. Nobody's born with their powers anymore. And he ain't a sorceress of Rosek or related to that. So he just like it burns a kid dead, and then Asian Bene Gesserit's sister on another planet burns to death at the same time. This show's a nightmare.
Why? They Luke Skywalker?
I don't know. Because the kid burned to death, she burned to death. And also the whole thing, prophecy, is a butchered moment where Mother Superior Raquella has a prophecy. She has a vision of the future with the fall of the Carino Empire, the rise of the Atreides Empire, and the looming threat of the synchronized empire being rebuilt in the dark corners of the universe. Problem is that never happened. That's something that Norma Senva sees in her melange-induced psychosis as she's stretching her mind beyond the parameters of her physical body. Why she's so hot to build navigators on top of navigators, because she knows she's going to need them for the final battles. That's something Norma Senva would do, not Mother Superior Raquella. So this thing is horrible. And Mark Strong is great, but he's wasted in this. Completely wasted. So this show's disaster, and I got another last I saw, at least another 5 weeks of it. I don't know how's it doing now. I hope it's doing okay. I have no idea what this is going to do on my channel. I have no idea whatsoever. 90 views, not great, but then again, nobody really cares about the show. So, oh, great. Thanks, YouTube. I lost another sub. God damn. I'm into negatives right now. I feel so good. Small creator. YouTube cares about their small creators. Fucking with the algorithm, taking shit away. Thanks, YouTube. Oh, my God. So, yeah, this show's a disaster. You guys want to hear me give a really good rant? Go watch it. I am very angry. If you like Angry Adam, you'll enjoy the review. I'm pissed off. So it's a disaster. Don't bother watching it. I will suffer for others doing that. Other than that, it's honestly what you were roboting there. I think we're losing him. Anyway, I don't think it's not the disaster of Wheel of Time, Andy Pickle, but it's pretty bad with the disrespect they're showing to both Frank Herbert, Brian Herbert, and Kevin J. Anderson. A lot of disrespect being shown because this was an easy layup. You want to show they shouldn't. Oh, okay, we've got two Samuels. Oh my God, he's multiplying. Is one a tentacle? One's got to be a tentacle. All right.
It's like Venom. He's birthed,
spawning.
Yeah.
I mean, we babies kids. We don't die. We multiply. God, I was obsessed with that movie at one point as a kid. I don't know why. But they had such an opportunity to do the Butlerian Jihad that would have been incredible to watch, or even to do the Schools of Dune trilogy. There a lot goes on in these books, and it would have been cool. It would have been legitimate. Instead, they choose to bastardize one of the key points from it and now go off to fanfic land where they don't have to play by anybody's rules.
Yeah, I was actually more curious about what your thoughts were on the book that you just read.
I didn't finish it.
Than I was about the show.
I was about halfway through it when I realized the show wasn't going to be based on it, or at least not more than 5 minutes. So I read most of it, and then I listened to the Audible of Mentats of Dune to make sure I had some base cover because I knew they weren't going to touch on anything from Navigator. So I didn't read or listen to that one. The books are fine. I mean, it's Kevin J. Anderson and Brian Herbert. When they wrote this, they'd already had experience writing some of Frank's ideas. So it's good. Kevin J. Anderson, a solid, good writer. I've enjoyed his Star Wars works. And Brian Herbert respected what his dad wanted to do with his notes. So it flows well. The characters are interesting, and it's the history. So even though it's a prequel, it's still interesting to be there to see Vorian Atreides, the guy who really is the beginning of the Atreides line, son of Agamemnon, the Simek, General Agamemnon, all that shit. Cool to see him in action there. Outside of what going there to see the Harkonnens be bastards and be obsessed with killing Atreides, all these other characters to learn how Erasmus survived at the end of the Battle of Corrin, and how he gets to the point where he's out there mucking around helping Omnius pull his consciousness back together eventually, and they rebuild the Synchronized Empire. And a lot of that makes sense to later stuff later on in the series. And, the formation of schools, watching Norma Senva in and out when she appears, knowing what she's going to become, all this stuff. It's fascinating. It is fascinating because it's the actual Dune lore. And then to watch them completely disrespect it is infuriating. So I would recommend the books. They're good if you're into Dune. And they got the Dune
I might check them out.
Yeah. They get progressively shorter. The first one's the longest one at like 700 pages, but I recommend them. They're good. I mean, it's real Dune, so I don't have. Or people call it expanded Dune. It's all the same to me because I read the main line and I've read a couple of the side stuff. But as I said, as much as I love it, I'm not somebody that's read all 20 plus books. I'm not one of those guys because I only care about what happened in the main storyline, and now periphery, the history is cool. But either way, all right, there we go. Let's see.
I might check that out. I was curious about that because you'd said that you were picking them up and going to try and get through the first one at least.
Yeah, and I was good. I wasn't bored.
I think I might have roboted a little
bit. You're fine now. I wasn't bored. I would have liked to have come across this out of casual desire rather than work related. Because doing it work related, it was good, but I wasn't probably enjoying it as much as I should have. So, but it is good because, as I said, Kevin J. Anderson, he is a good writer, and this and that. Yeah, we don't talk about God Emperor of Dune. We don't talk about God Emperor of Dune. That is the weakest of the original books because it's basically just.
Well, it's been a while, Andy. I've read the main lines. Yeah, I've read the main books from back in it's the supplementary stuff. Like Adam said, I never read all of the extra that came later, so that's why I was curious about because it's been a very, very long time for some of those books. Like God Emperor, I have not read that book in like 25 years.
I read it once. Every time I need to review it, I go for a synopsis. I mean, God Emperor is there so you can watch Duncan Idaho misery porn essentially, and Leto musing over shit as he is basically moving the pieces around for his master plan to prepare to deal with Omnius. So that's what it is. It's basically, like I said, Duncan Idaho misery porn. At least that's always what I do. And it's just a strange read because of the way it's designed and the amount of time it covers, because it covers thousands of years. Because Leto lived for a long ass time. And it was all planned. Everything he did. That's why Leto was stronger than Paul, because Leto committed. He committed to the full ride, went all the way, and put everything in place so they could win. And they did win. Not in the way I thought they would originally, but they won. I love it so much. It's so good. So good. Such a shame that modern Dune is what it is. When I say modern, I mean current adaptations. Disrespectful. Complete disrespectful.
Sure. And that's just going to keep getting that way. It's fine. It's whatever. We still have the original shit.
Yeah. Got the books, and I do enjoy the miniseries. I do enjoy the miniseries. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Devil, now that you're back on a human schedule, what you got coming up? Hey, dude, I work the line too. I know what the horrible schedule is of working kitchens at night. I understand it completely. And you're back on a human schedule.
So do I. So do I.
Yeah.
That's why I was laughing. And also,
Yeah.
there's an anime called Devil is a Part-Timer, apparently.
Yes.
Mhm.
I never watched
about
it, though.
McDonald's.
He
Satan.
works in a fast food restaurant. He does. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never watched it, though. Unless Dermy makes me watch it or somebody else does, I'm probably not going to. Devil, what are you looking like this week?
Oh boy. Tomorrow we got Wrong Think. We're gonna be talking about some of the stuff that's happened since the election. Whoopi bitching about cupcakes. All the people ditching Twitter, all the celebs, some different things.
I'm making a video on that tomorrow about the Star Wars stands all running to Blue Sky.
Yeah. And then Wednesday, I don't know if what do I have? Do I have anything Wednesday? Right now, Thursday
Sleep.
I will sleep. I will be on the weekend pregame. Then on Friday, I think I'm still on your channel, Sam. And I'm gonna be on the Rogues Gallery. The pub will be going on this week, but most of what I want to talk about is the new show should be starting here. I don't know when, with Iron Oxide, Professor Savage, that gained the last couple people. It's a satirical comedy, man club, kind of like the Man Show, called Make Me a Sandwich. Should be real fun. We're getting
Call
people
it Make
right
Me
now.
a Sandwich.
That's what it is. Oh, Sandwich? No,
Sandwich. Make me a sandwich.
I ain't black. Then
you were for a while.
Yeah, I was for a while. Then it would have been Make Me a Sandwich. Check out. I finally was able to get Devil's Angels Frequency out there. Check that video out. The next one is With Honors. That should be coming up here soon. Once Bug's done with it.
Yeah, that's me.
Yep, that one's with you. And then also, God, there was one other thing. The pizza competition on the pub had to be postponed. Nomi's got some stuff coming up, and since no one wants to win by default, her not being there, we decided to just postpone it. So, but next week, I did want to say this. Next week's Get Ranked is sexiest female video game characters. So yeah, that should be a fun one.
Yeah, let's all stay off camera for that one. and real quick, Lyle Hammock for $10 under the wire. What's up, gents? It's been a minute. Lol, but here's for your content. Despite Adam calling my game of the year Stellar Blade average, don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that. Oh, Lyle Hammock always putting words in my mouth. It was the funniest game I played this year. Anyway, hail and have a good night. A good night to you, my good friend. Glad to have you around still. Always happy to please you, even though you put words in my mouth. Oh, we lost him. Oh, wait, no, there he is. What did you do? What did you do? I am not overlooking your super chat. I had to let Devil finish talking, Lyle. Devil had to finish talking, and I just did it. I did it. Man, I can't win. I can't win. Always a problem. God damn it. Anyway, Samuel, when the shitternet's not choking you out, what you got coming up?
I'm gonna make this real quick. If you want to find me, go over to Samuel the Infamous here on YouTube. All my shit's there. If you watch this channel at all, I've already announced like 100 times. I just don't want the fucking thing to kick me in the middle of it again. So it's just go to Samuel the Infamous. You can find me from there. I'm on all these guys' channels. It's fine.
As for me, rest of the week, Thursday, Anime Odyssey, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Myself, Dermy, and Brandon, the anime guy. We're gonna be talking a show called 91 Days. It's a Dermy pick, so I guess you're gonna know how I'm gonna feel about it. If you can't tell by the tone of my voice, it was shit. So we'll be talking about that and probably argue. It's probably gonna be a feisty one. A lot of fighting and yelling and screaming. Rest of the episode, probably some other anime news to talk about. Have a good time. Join us for that. Friday, Ballbusters, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, 11 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern. I might be playing some Starship Troopers with Alf. We might do that. Depends on how the Friday works out. But Starship Troopers, Extermination, Fall Bush, 11 p.m. I don't know who the guest is, so I'm sorry I can't announce that. Saturday Night Drive-In this week, 6 p.m. Eastern. Jed and I are watching the second of the shit. What the hell is this? Fuck. I forget. It's a period piece. I just forgot the name. It's the dude who starred in the Fantastic Four when he was he's a naval captain. I just forgot it. Fuck. It's the second one, the fire ship. Totally lost it.
For
shit, I don't know.
I know it. I had it all in my head earlier. It's like the second day in a row where I've forgotten the name of something. God, I've seen it. I've seen it. Anyway, we're doing that one. The second one's called The Fire Ship. If you want to hear me say it right, check out Roundtable USA. Jed announced it. I'll make sure it's up. Guys, don't worry. We might have a guest. Jed's working on it. I can't announce it till it's for sure. So join us for that on Saturday. And then Saturday night after that, Ballbusters Gaming. It's another round of Among Us. So come right back here. All the yelling, all the accusations of ganking. It'll be there. It'll be a lot of fun. And then Sunday, Roundtable, 2 p.m. Eastern. At this point, once again, I have no idea what we're going to end up with the show. Hopefully it'll be good. Then we'll be right back here next week for another Mellow Mondays. And as I mentioned earlier in the stream, next week, Wednesday into Thursday, is my 24-hour stream where we'll be going 12 to 12. Hopefully I make it. We'll see. You guys can be there to join me. It'll be a lot of fun. And then we'll be taking Thanksgiving weekend off for all the rest of the shows that weekend. It's Jed's birthday and also Thanksgiving weekend. So we're just going to take the break and be back when we come back in Christmas, or we'll start Christmas movies on Drive-In. I'm not going to go fun. Anyway, so thank you all for joining us this evening. I appreciate all of you. Even when you don't respect my authority, you don't give me any respect, you give me shit, but I love you all anyway. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, take it easy.